Right, we are back with another session of Survivors of Tarnstead on a crazy Wednesday. Who would... no, that's not what we do. First, we're going to start with our usual manner of introductions. First up, we have Blackheart as...
Carrick Marsk.
We have Cronus as...
Shaxon Roadscala.
We have Hadden as...
Hilda.
We have Marcus as...
Corvus Adalas.
We have Sammy as...
Gift and Greysteel.
We have Tobias as...
Caspia P.S. Steel Shot.
And we have me, Yuli, as your friendly DM. Who would like to give the recap?
I'll do it because I'm pretty sure I'm the only person not eating.
Okay.
I'm not eating.
I don't have proof.
As good as someone else doing, anyways.
Okay.
That's a lot.
On our last game of Tarnstead, we started off in a free fall on top of our airship, the Forge Hammer, with gifting yelling for the cargo net and to at us for the cargo net and Scarlet to secure the rest of the crew. That's the word.
There you go.
I was going to go for staff, and that was like, that's not the word. Corvus on his own end called out to another power to restore magic to the area, and he got an answer. All the rest of us froze other than Gifton, who saw a gray figure in a gray robe and a mirrored mask step out and start making pulling motions in the air. And Gifton couldn't move, but was able to make some sounds, and the figure turned and looked at her and did the smiley face happy draw on the mirrored mask before disappearing. And we suddenly all found magic worked again, because suddenly, as it had left, we sensed it become I cannot talk today. I'm great to do this. Shax went into the ship to try to help get the emergency under control with the engines to get them going. Carrick, myself, cast Featherfall on those who couldn't fly to make sure that they didn't splat if this thing went badly. But while that's all going on, Cass suddenly started hacking and coughing and started bringing up black ooze looking thing, which Corvus tried to collect a sample of, and it promptly tried to attack him. And it turned into some undistinct other planar creature that we fought and were able to kill. We figured it was from the empty. We started cleaning it all up using a mop and bucket. Well, this was all going on up above. Shax found a gnome in the pipes who went, these are broken. If we go more than a mile, it's basically going to be a bad day for the ship, so we should replace them, or the engines will fail. The problem with that was we didn't have enough parts to really jury rig the repairs up, so we ended up deciding with some talking amongst the group and everything that we should check out the facility that was partially destroyed that we saw earlier to see if it may have had parts. Scrim made a comment as we were cleaning up to Gifton about, do you always clean up your messes? And Gifton basically went, pretty much Carrick, yes. There's a comment to...
Was I at all wrong?
No, that's why I didn't say you were wrong. There's also a comment to Gifton about angels, and Gifton was very adamant that she was not an angel, that she is a fae, and Scrim was adamant that can't be a fae because you're not that weak. And there was argument going back and forth on there. Shax came, like I said, gave us the information, the recommendation of going towards the facility. As we started moving to get stuff, I reminded Gifton of, why don't you bring Dingus back? Because you're familiar. And the sudden dawning of Dingus isn't gone forever happened. So we got called down to watch Corvus force cast to basically empty up whatever was left in her stomach, and no more of the ooze came up. Gifton was able to figure out that figure may have been Miris, because it's kind of a depiction of him.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up flying over to the Hexenreich facility, and when we got there, we promptly locked the door on ourselves because we didn't check if it was open first. Then finally got in and found a dead body on the other side. Corvus proceeded to speak with Dead and found that the fighting was basically because of the madness that we know is happening to the Morgani worshippers. The other half of the group, which was Gifton, Shax, Telday, and Scrim, had went off with the help of Gifton's magic to try to find replacements for the damaged parts. They were finding a lot of people with the Morgani constellation markings, the stars and the wings, or the eyes and the wings and such, but found the control center where Shax, with his knowledge of his homeland's technology, was able to find out that one of the reactors went critical and is what caused the explosion. One is offline and one was just basically barely keeping the place up. The other group of us found a munitions hallway full of all kinds of explosives because we were following the tink, tink, tink that we had heard at the beginning when Gifton yelled through the hallway.
It's not a munitions hallway. It's the hallway leading to the munitions storage.
No, it was full of munitions.
It's just the hallway we could munitions in.
Yes, I knew it wasn't where they stored them, but that's what was there. We followed that sound to a melted door, who, when we started getting close, we heard some items being shuffled around behind the door, and luckily, due to the other group finding a message from the unfortunate dragon that we had dispatched, saying that they were protecting someone named Taldi. Taldi. I told you I'm going to be bad with the name. So luckily the sending went to Carrick, who decided that this might be the person and tried calling out, and it worked. Took a little talking and a little bit of time, but we were able to get open the door and yes, Taldi, and get her out and somewhat Taldi.
Cowley.
Oh God. We were able to so Taldi ended up being a small golden kobold, which most of us had never seen a kobold before, but she helped us find the rest of the group when we found out where they were and where they were heading. In the process, we did take her to her grandfather, the dragon's room, where we found some stuff which we have determined is actually her stuff, and have, at least in the case of the scroll given to her, I don't remember if Corvus gave the letters over already.
I don't believe yet. No.
I thought he did.
No, not yet.
And we asked her if there's anything she wanted us to help her with. She collected some stuff from her room also. Now I'm not even going to try to pronounce the dragon's name, Dondieth. You get it? Dondieth. Dondieth.
Yeah.
I guess you are going to try and pronounce the.
Yeah. We found out that was the dragon's name. We got to where the pile of the supply room was, able to restock our damaged components. I think we also found some possible upgrades to add to our airship. And unfortunately, Taldi found that her grandfather was no longer alive, and that's about, if I remember right, where we ended.
I was walking her to the airship, but she was refusing to leave until everybody left because she wanted to be the last person off.
Yes.
I think that's where we are.
Yeah, very nice. Take your inspiration, which I believe we have discovered you can in fact draw from the deck.
Yes. So
That's the regular one, correct?
Yeah, regular inspiration.
See, I totally think I need to draw heroic from the pile from now on. Yeah, is.
Okay, it's not a play immediate.
Slowly moves over to the draw heroic deck.
Everyone's going to the draw heroic deck now. Yes.
Draw. Draw.
In which case, Ali would violently punish everyone.
I'm doing good. I just drew my one.
Right.
I'm chaotic good.
Oh yeah, and yes, that's where we left off. We're in the process of moving things. Scrim being surprisingly helpful, helping carry stuff. Shax, are you going to head back to the ship yourself, or are you going to stay there and catalogue?
He'll probably stay in catalog and figure out what else we could use or need.
Okay.
Since, honestly, at this point, probably isn't going to be used again, so may as well take what we can.
Looking through this rather sizable storeroom, I'd like you to give me an investigation check.
Okay. I just need to double check feed thing. So.
Okay.
Hey.
So you start looking over the shelves and trying to get some semblance of how things are organised. And quickly enough, you start to understand where things might be, and even things you're not sure of, you can assume where you might find them. And after a couple of tests, yep, there's parts you need. There's a lot of things here. A lot of things that you think could be useful, even if they're not a necessity. There's even parts for magical weapon systems that would be mounted on a base or a ship or so on. Unassembled, but you think there's enough here to actually make them.
On those, he would probably wait and actually either ask part of the crew or the others in the group if they feel that they should have magic weaponry on the ship, since it didn't come with any, and thusly, since he wasn't there at the commissioning of it, he's not sure if they want them.
Who is helping with the moving, and who else is actually hanging around the storeroom? Basically, everyone tell me what you want to be doing.
Well,
Cass will be moving stuff because Cass can move
Sizable weight.
Literally a ton of stuff.
I wanted to go back, but Taldi doesn't want to go, so I'm kind of hanging out here, I guess, with Taldi because she didn't want to head off yet. I'm just gonna look over at Cass and Scrim and go, "That looks really heavy. Why don't I carry some?"
Cass is going to pull like a screw off, and
Scrim's just raising an eyebrow.
Gifton's going to take the screw from Cassie and look really sad.
Scrim will actually shift one of the large boxes under his arm towards you, Gifton.
All right, I'll offer to take it.
Okay, what is your carry capacity?
Normally 8. Let me see, 8 times 15. Let's see.
Well, basically, yeah, you just remove the minus you have. Yeah, 120.
Oh, wait. If I remove the minus, then I have I can carry 150 because
No. I mean the small size minus, not the.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. The small size minus. So I have a 10
150.
strength, so yeah, 150.
Okay, right. Yeah. So it's heavy. it's very, very heavy, Gifton, and
I got this.
but you can
What's up,
hold it.
Road?
And he just nods a little bit, and he'll just grab up another box and start moving.
All right, follow it. Cat sizes.
Towdy's actually gonna follow you as you go. Do you need some help with that?
I got it. I'm good. Stop roll.
Okay.
Pick it up.
So within view, Shax is probably actually going to look over it. You may want to give her a hand just because we do not need that anything damaged in the process.
I'll break it. Oh, well, I got it.
Point in. Okay.
Towdy pauses, letting you go off with the other two, and she just sort of stands aimlessly in the hallway outside of the storage room, looking around aimless.
Carrick, this is your move.
That doesn't sound creepy or anything.
Yeah, totally.
That doesn't sound even
That doesn't make
creepier.
sense. Yeah.
I'm only making it worse.
Yeah. Yeah, you're.
So everyone's
Good night.
backing stuff up.
What?
I said so everyone's just backing stuff up.
Shax will actually take a moment, and since it looks like Taldi is waiting awkwardly, actually pause from catalog and go, I apologize if it is something you do not wish to discuss, but would you be able to tell me about him? I do not have the privilege of meeting many dragons.
He was a very, very kind man. Diligent in his work, but not to the point of absorption. He always made time for me, and for many people. He was happier once, but he still made sure that we lived a nice, good life.
He sounds like he was one of the good ones.
Ah, very good and smart, very smart, brilliant.
And from the little bit of the research I was able to discern from when I was in the system, if he was half as smart as you say he is, then we are at a great loss for losing him.
She just nods sadly.
Jax will politely bow and go back to his work.
And
How much stuff is piling up?
Well, so far it's just a few crates being moved. And honestly, the ship doesn't require a huge amount of parts. The parts that it needs for fixing are actually rather small capacitors, essentially, which could be held in a couple of crates.
Mm-hmm.
So anything extra is basically whatever you want to decide to acquire. There's weapon stuff, there are computer systems, there's there's basically all manner of spare parts that could replace anything on the airship. There's even dismantled small arms, there's a lot of those essential magical memory bank crystals.
Oh god, my brain just went. But are there any axles? Because those always break on the trip.
Yes.
Jax would also be probably trying to get spares of any crucial parts. So like stuff like more of the capacitors, that sort of thing, in case we have another accident down the road. That way we can either cobble what we need or replace.
Okay.
And you would prioritize probably the computer systems because it would be very useful. And probably those memory systems because that's another thing that would be very useful.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the boxes that are being kind of set aside. Taldi, do you want to help me move some of these? I'm not exactly the strongest one here.
Yeah, of course I shall help, yes. And she actually hurries over and looks a little thankful to have something to do. And she'll actually start helping you move some of these crates.
Thank you. I'm used to having a lot of assistance around.
Shax.
Mhm.
Can you give me another investigation check, please?
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just in case I'm gonna flash you. Let's make it a 20.
Okay, that's much better then. Right, as you're going over things, deciding what to take, you notice that a few things seem to be missing. You check the sort of little reference sheets that are hanging up on some of the, what do you call them? Shelves. That's the word. Yeah, a few of the reference sheets hanging up on the shelves, and yeah, there are quite a few parts missing. Unusual ones as well. High energy directors, containment cells. It's not really stuff you'd expect to see being taken willy nilly.
Mm-hmm. You'll actually on a separate sheet of book be writing down those missing things so you can ask about them later on. Because
it certainly shouldn't be all gone. General maintenance would call for replacement every once in a while.
Looking once I start getting a better idea of the list of parts, would I be able to do like a roll of some kind to
Yes.
give possibilities of what it could be?
What we're going to do is I'm going to ask you to do an intelligence roll. We're going to add your proficiency bonus to it, and you can have advantage because of all of your goddamn artificer tool nonsense.
Okay, so just at that point, it'd just be an intelligence save, right?
Yes, essentially.
Okay.
Alright, 23. You're thinking there's a few different things you could make with this. One of them is you could make a bomb. You can see how this could be explosive. Not a particularly widespread one, but this whatever is put together could, if energy were run through them, detonate quite easily. It could also, with the way they've got these focusing lenses, could be some kind of cutting implement. Or they could have been trying to make some kind of a ray gun or something, but it doesn't seem feasible to you.
Mm-hmm. You'll note those down so he can ask, and also, I don't think I had anything in there, so yeah, I think the best you can do with it right now, just because I don't think that from where I am, I could easily get back to the command room to check exactly. Actually, are there any consoles in this room?
Active ones, no.
Dang. Yeah, because I can check why that reactor went critical.
Mm-hmm.
Totally just a solar-powered oven. That's what they made.
Really don't have an oven.
Bake.
If you used to dragon fire for cooking, I mean.
Those that have been taking stuff to the airship, you arrive. The airship's still idling. You're able to get things on board. Scarlet actually comes on over, and as you all sort of start looking up, goes, where's Shaxton?
He was sorting out some more parts. He's figuring out what's going in boxes that we're bringing back.
Right, well, I'm told we kind of need all hands for engineering. As very diligent as Izzy is, she's, well, we need more than a couple of sets of hands.
Okay, well...
when you make your trip back, can you, get him?
Yeah, I'll get him, actually, Cass? You're fast. You wanna go ahead and tell Shax they need him back now?
Okay. And Cass is going to thump down all the crates she had.
Tell him when you get there, too, if he's got a record of what still needs to be boxed up, we can get it taken care of.
Yeah.
Corvus, what are you doing with yourself?
He's standing in the hallway.
Okay.
At the supply closet.
Okay.
Tell they come with us with boxes?
Now, I was going to stay by Shax's side to try and keep track of what he's mentioning, logging,
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Try to confer. So
Taldi, do you have your stuff with you? Carrick, why don't you go have her put her stuff in your room for right now until we get her sorted, okay?
Okay. If you'd like to follow me.
She stands at the edge of essentially the base's decking.
We're not leaving yet. You can come back over. Just that way you don't have to pack your stuff with you for right now. Or if you want to hand it off to Carrick, he can go put it up for you for right now.
She looks at the airship, just a few steps away for her, but then she just holds the her bag out to Carrick.
I'll make sure to take care of it for you.
All right.
I'm gonna
Right.
carefully take the bag from her and
We'll head back in. Scram, you don't have to come in if you don't want to. Do what you want.
Will there be more carrying?
probably looked like you were still getting stuff.
You looked excited.
The quicker you get all of your things off of this place, the lot faster we will leave, yes?
I hope so.
Right, you strong one, and he's actually going to tap your arm, Cass.
Cass is already gone.
She took off running.
One other thing Chef looking for just for his own use would be, since you mentioned there are small arms,
Mhm.
A rifle of Hexen right make.
Yeah, all of them are. Yeah. There are rifles,
Something he's more comfortable with.
including you see components for clipped rifles.
He will definitely take that, actually.
Good. Sorry.
How many boxes of this stuff you want to take? There's enough components to arm you guess about 20 people.
Also, he was just looking for the parts for a rifle for himself.
Sharks, if you want to take that talk, great. Hadfin can carry it for you.
Well, problem here being that these are parts in individual crates. If you want to take one whole rifle, you open up all the crates, grab the parts for it.
Yeah.
If you're grabbing one crate,
No,
you're just
there's not weapons crates. These are parts.
Yeah, these are literally part crates. Which actually,
Assemble.
yeah, give me
a rifle on a dead body.
give me an intelligence check, Shax and Corvus and Telday. Telday's got military background. In fact, Shax and Telday can have advantage on this.
Okay, I'll just hit that button a second time.
Nice.
Fucking
Intelligence check.
Yeah, just straight intelligence roll. Okay, right. Yeah, Shax. Yeah. Corvus.
Like I said, I'm flashing it to making an 18.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Corvus, yeah, whatever. Telday. It's a little odd. In fact, very odd. You don't. I mean, they should just have fully assembled weapons, and you having this amount of replacement parts is just a little strange.
Someone disassembled.
It's unusual that these weapons would be in disassembled parts around here.
The only real call or reason for this that you can think of is if these were then being further supplied, and it didn't want to be seen like they were just selling weapons directly to somebody.
I will convey that concept.
That's actually like, I'll be honest, I'm less than surprised. Easy way to weaken other countries' armies, that sort of thing, would be to supply those who are against them without making it look like it.
Send them in different crates, and all together they make a rifle, but separately they are useless.
Interception easier.
Yeah.
Not harder, really.
Like I said, if you have anything more, Hadwin can assist.
I just wanted to get myself a rifle of something a little more comforts. Brass rifles are nice, but there's something I'm used to, and I would like to use that.
Cass,
Yes.
are you going directly down the sort of same path, or are you trying to shortcut or detour?
Cass is going.
Kool-Aid made it.
She almost wants to, but the last place she's going directly to the last place she knew where Shax was.
Okay, and are you treading the same path? Because you guys didn't take a particularly direct route last time
Cass
through.
is going to wander a bit.
You're going to wander a bit? Okay.
Yeah. They didn't say it was absolutely critical.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, she
but
did.
are you going fast? Are you going your speed?
I'm pretty
We
sure
hear
she's able
this
to carry
thunderous
that.
Oh, yeah. Are you
clatter of
running through,
hooves.
Cass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Metal floors.
Cass,
Yes.
make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
It's the bodies.
Slick floor with blood.
Laminated floors.
As soon as the character feels tell.
Auto waxer.
Bodies on the ground.
Auto waxer.
There's a little Roomba.
Right. Cass,
It's going to be one of those days.
as you are charging down one of these sort of side corridors, which you think is going to lead you far more quickly to where your party was, running past a couple of bodies, you feel your ankle, one of your 4 ankles, snag on something, and then you hear a click
Oh no.
and a little tink
Oh,
tink,
no.
and then there's suddenly a cacophonous, and you feel yourself being thrown into a wall as a trap goes off, a grenade.
Ow.
Outside, Gifton is looking in.
Also, 3 people.
And you're going
in
to
a
take
building.
30 points of damage as you feel shrapnel impacting into your side.
Maybe we should. Pick
And
up
yes,
some
this
grenades.
resounds through the entire facility, by the way.
What?
Cat's eyes.
Explosives.
I guess the question is, being the person who's walking away from it, can I even hear that? Or am I out of
Pretty
that?
sure on the airship we hear
You
it.
guys can hear that. Yeah.
Okay.
It
Anime
wasn't.
explosion.
It wasn't the room with all the others. It was just fun.
I will go.
Yes, that is a momentary concern.
Yes.
Go investigate.
I'm
for
just gonna
not
start
many
running that
close
way.
Attention.
I'm gonna
Shax,
be-
you Hadwin protect Shax, and Corvus is going to go with Telday.
I would suggest you stay here. It is less likely that you would accidentally trip something if there's fewer people moving.
He has a point. If there is more trouble, then he can tell us very easily.
No,
I mean,
that's,
to be fair, we don't know that's a trap or not. We just
yeah, we
Yeah.
just know something went boom.
Right. Who is running to see this?
I am.
You? Anyone else?
Telday, I think.
Telday?
I'm rogue running to my quarters
Your
to drop
quarters.
the stuff off,
Okay.
and then going back. So I'll be there late.
Okay.
I am going to say that I'm being cautious.
You're being
while heading
cautious?
that way because whether or not it was tripped by anything or whatever, it's
You're
just
being alert.
there may be a threat. So
Okay. What about you, Gifton? How are you heading there? You rushing? You
I'm rushing. Cassie's in trouble, and I'm not
Okay.
trained in that such a way.
right?
So
In that case,
I run towards where
From-
where I think it is.
Telday, Gifton, and Carrick. Or Carrick, are you just going to follow Gifton?
I think that's going to take me time to get there because I'm going to go put the thing away. Her items away.
Okay. Right, you'll be separate then. Right. Okay. Yeah, the 3 of you, I would like you to. We're going to use survival for navigation, as is somewhat traditional. I'd like you to make survival checks, please, to try and follow the source of this.
Follow the billowing cloud of smoke through the hallways.
As you're
I
trying
was
to
really hoping for
narrow
a
down
yellow
where that
brick
sound was.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Telday, you head off very cautiously towards where you think the noise originated from, rechecking mostly the path that you already travelled. Gifton, you rush on through, and you actually soon find yourself near a corridor that has a little bit of smoke and debris sort of eking in the air. It's not exactly flowing.
Hello?
Cass, you feel rather dazed, and there is a horrible ringing in your head. But you can hear a sort of.
So I hit a wall, yes?
Yep.
Cass is going to try and shift.
Yeah.
Can't shift. Get me out of this wall!
You can get on up. You're okay. If a little
There's a
bloodied.
crater in the wall.
Yeah, the wall might be slightly dented. And yeah, Gifton, you come to the hallway and you can see Cass trying to get herself up, her side bloody. And there is someone that will always fracture. There's blackened, there's an explosion's clearly gone off here.
Alright, I'm gonna heal Cassie for 13.
Right, you run up to Cass.
I'm gonna cast a heal on her really quick and look her over. Are you okay? What happened? Why are you over here?
What?
What?
And slowly that starts to subside.
Oh, great. Now I'm thinking of
Mop.
children in bed.
I'm gonna while she's not really responding to me, I'm hitting thaumaturgy a few times. I found Cassie. She got blown up.
Which, Carrick, you will then hear that coming vaguely from the direction you were heading,
Okay.
and you can easily follow that. Telday, you've definitely gone the wrong way. You hear that coming down the corridors.
All right, fine.
Just-
I'm gonna make it easier for me to get there.
Well, pick your card back up because you can actually follow her
Okay.
voice. So
I'm also gonna yell back. Tell Shax he needs to get to the boat right now. Hope that gets
Go.
relayed.
do you want to go read that Telday?
Yeah, I guess I'm going to.
My spell slots.
Thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy.
Type in that window and something pops up.
You walk okay, Cass?
Cass is going to start wobbling down the hall.
I'm gonna guide you back in the direction we came from, back towards the boat, because I don't want you to go in anymore. I'm just keep turning you around and sending you back towards the boat.
About
And
every
shake.
20 feet, Cass
Should I
starts
go from
where he is
turning
randomly.
back
Nope, turning you back. I'm passing Scrim probably at this point.
Scrim's going to look Cass over as he goes by, shake his head.
I'm just gonna give him this look of this is my life.
Yeah.
This is my life.
Carrick, you definitely come up to Cass and Gifton.
Carrot, can you take her the rest of the way back?
Sure.
All right.
Gonna keep
I'm
an
gonna
eye
turn
on.
around to go help haul one more box because I'm not much, but I'll help.
You should have seen the other guy.
There wasn't another guy.
It was a wall.
It was a
Cass.
wall.
Exactly.
It was a wall.
And I beat it up.
Corvus will watch Jax perk up for a second and then calmly relay his response and hand the list off to Corvus. Here's for this the parts we need. I received a sending from Telday. They need me on the ship. I do not know what the explosion
Do you
was.
want
I assume
these things?
the rifle parts? I've already gained what I need from it. I don't think we need to arm the crew, do we? Granted, we can ask about that and arm check back on that later.
Oh,
on.
this is just the inventories that we have taken.
This is the inventory of what we
We had one
the other
part
things
that we
should
needed,
get.
and I thought we grabbed it already.
Yep, you've already got the part you
Yeah,
needed. It's just
Yeah, we've
extras.
already got that. This is further things to improve the ship. Is basically his list he's been making.
Okay.
Or spares and all that sort
Yeah,
of stuff.
spares, all that.
Look for this if you see it, right?
Okay.
Since he
Sure.
started getting the actual list of where stuff was, he's actually been writing down locations of things. He's handing off the book days that has an extensive list on the page now.
You're handing me the directory of things that you want.
Pretty much,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
locations of where it was, all that sort of thing.
All right. Sure. I'll get these out.
Okay, at the bottom as well, there are weapons for this. I just do not know if we want weapons on the ship or not, so I will be asking them about that as well.
All right.
And so yeah,
Safe bet is just to grab things and go. Grab a box before you leave. That's might as well if you're running
yeah,
back.
he will actually grab a box and pick it up and go.
Okay.
And Corvus will begin collecting the items on said list.
Okay. Well, you can try and shift crates. Have to put your cane down to do so.
He doesn't use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And eventually, Scrim will arrive, Corvus. And he sort of looks you off and goes, "You left you alone here."
Yes, it seems that Shax was needed on the ship. If you want, you can take those 3. I still have a couple more to go.
Corvus, he is looking at you very intently, as if pondering something.
Insight.
Go ahead, roll insight.
He does also have Hadwin with him, so doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Probably. Do you have Hadwin? No, you left
I have
Hadwin on the ship
Hadwin
with the buckets.
No, he was with me.
No one's
Yeah,
with
The buckets were left in his room.
Oh, you took them to your room? I thought we just
Yeah,
left them on the deck.
That was not at any point specified, Corvus.
Mm.
You left Hadwin holding the buckets, guarding them.
Oh, well, all right then.
Does that mean we have the buckets with us?
That means Hadwin's not with us.
The Hadwin's not
Hadwin's
with us.
Okay.
Hadwin's on the boat holding buckets.
Yep. It's like a
Alright.
good boy.
Sure, insight check.
I just knew the
Fair
buckets
enough. Wow.
didn't really go anywhere. Whoa.
Okay, you can almost shockingly, uncannily seem to dig into his mind to see what he's thinking right now. And you're pretty sure he is weighing up the fact that there was an explosion, people could die here randomly, and he is alone here with you. You think he's weighing up whether he should kill you or not?
I would advise against that. Scrim,
Against what?
what you are pondering. I can see it in your face.
What am
We
I
can't
pondering,
hide.
little man? He smiles at you.
You are pondering how effectively you can get rid of me right now, given the current circumstances that we find ourselves in.
I have already pondered that very effectively. I am pondering whether I should.
I advise not.
Most men that want to live would say that. And he actually just heads on over and picks up a crate under one arm and a crate under another arm.
Corvus is very contemplating looking at a certain spell that he has that he can probably administer to him on a very frequent basis.
Well, are these being moved?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm. And his gaze lingers on you a little longer before he turns and leaves the room with the boxes.
All right.
Oh, Scrub, thanks.
Alright, yeah.
We really should have just brought him back.
Yeah.
Kept someone on him the whole time.
Kristen, what are you doing with yourself?
I was heading back to get more boxes.
Okay. Yeah, you see Gifton. Gifton? Yeah, that'd be a shock. You see Scrim leaving the room with some boxes, and he just nods very slowly at you.
I nod to him. Is there more?
There are indeed more. You know it'd take a few trips, Corvus, looking at this list.
Thanks, Scram.
I think she's talking to Scrim, not Corvus.
Yeah, I was asking
Yeah.
Scrim if there was more, and I was just
Many more.
I think Cassie's out. She tripped a bomb.
She what?
She ran into a bomb.
Oh,
That bomb even do more damage to
I
Cassie.
don't even know what hallway she was in, but she ran down some random hallway and tripped a trap. Don't go off the beaten path.
mind where you step. It's just you, I guess.
Yeah, just me. I'll take a box.
Take that one. There.
Got it. Okay, got it.
You sure?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
No big deal. I'm a strength-based character. Shifty eyes.
Yeah. You do the slow heaving walk back with your own crate.
Yeah.
Shax.
Mhm.
Once back on the ship, you are actually waved straight down into the hold by Scarlet and met by Claude, the dwarven engineer. It's like, okay, so things are fading a little quicker than I expected. So you got those parts? You got those parts? Yes.
I do,
Need
and anymore.
need your help getting them installed real quick.
No problem. I will
Um,
be on it.
just and he's actually going to go up to one of these sort of little wall consoles that the crew speaks through, pulling off the little horn from it and going, Captain, you there? And you just hear a murmured reply in through it. All right, not to alarm you, the ship might dip momentarily, but we'll be all fine. All right, all good. Yeah.
Or we're all dead.
And he puts the horn back on the wall and just seems to nod to himself. Yeah, all good. Right. Yep, you start getting things in place. Need help getting around? Ask Izzy. He'll show you what needs to be done.
Kronos, you're muted.
He is the gnome, correct?
Yeah.
Judge will nod and start going to work.
Right. Okay. We're going to go ahead and use the tools that everyone thinks is for one purpose, but it's for another purpose. We're going to use them for that purpose. We're going to go ahead and have a tinker check from you. Using your intelligence.
Okay.
To
Do I have
fix all
advantage or no?
tools.
All right, very nice. You get to work and you start to replace things, and it's a little concerning. The ship has active power running through it, and you neither want to hurt yourself with that active power or want to interrupt it so much that it causes some blowback in the ship. But you manage to avoid either of those things, and you start swapping parts out. Cass,
Yes.
you've been brought back to the ship by Carrick, and you definitely hurt a bit, but I mean you feel all right as far as you're concerned. You've had worse. You've been healed a bit.
Yes. I mean, goblins did worse.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should get you down to get checked out by the doctor.
I'm fine.
She seemed pretty dazed.
She's seen all the doctors today.
Yeah, but you see, Carrick actually is concerned for once about this.
I mean, she did come wobbling back, kept turning the wrong way.
Yeah.
And Cass, you feel
Yes.
perfectly
Concussion.
fine, except you feel like throwing up.
Remember what happened last time that happened?
Cass is grabbing Carrick. Get the buckets. Get some explosives.
No more explosives. You've had enough for the day.
Get the fucking buckets,
And
Carrick.
Cass, bleh. You throw up quite normally.
It's terrifying for Cassie every time
Yeah.
she
She
throws up
really
now.
didn't have anything left, though.
Well, she did.
Just bile.
No food came up.
Yeah. Food came
You
up
remember
this
that
time.
picture we
Yeah, now the
got
food's
way
coming
back
up.
when yeah, you remember the picture you got way back when of RG throwing up, hugging Carrick? You're doing that to him right now.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love that picture.
That's a
Didn't
good
we
picture.
invoke vomiting?
And
When
Cass,
Billy
Cleared out
the-
her stomach.
Cass,
Yeah.
think on it.
Stomach.
You might be a little
that?
concussed.
Oh
I'm fine.
You've had
gonna
concussions
go-
There's a
before.
little headroom between friends.
We're gonna go get you checked out. Just to make sure.
no. Just a little on the concussed side. You're fine.
I'm
Tiny
fine.
concussion.
I'm gonna
So
Yeah.
Cassie
Start
and Carrick
leading.
right now?
start leading her
You
to.
beat me to it by a second.
I'm gonna start leading her towards the doctor, and I'm also gonna cast this while I'm doing that.
Cass is actually
Um,
looking at Carrick and then squinting at him, shaking her head a little bit, kind of rearing up and looking back at him again. Did you know your ears are pointed?
when she looks away, I'm gonna put my dragon mask on.
Okay.
Show the
Okay.
face of a dragon when she looks back. See what happens there.
Eric's put his mask on.
I don't know how bad the concussion is. She might be.
Well, as you take
I'm
it down to the
punching him.
doctor. Okay, you're gonna punch him. All right, give me
I
an
look
arm.
away, I look back, and here's a fucking dragon in my face.
Give me an attack roll then, unarmed.
Okay, so that's D20
Plus strength, plus
Plus-
proficiency.
So that's 5 plus 8.
Does a 30 hit your AC, Carrick?
Yes.
Alright, okay, Cass, what's your strength modifier?
8.
Alright, Carrick, you suddenly take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as she socks you out of nowhere.
I'm gonna use my reaction to have that.
Okay. Alright, so you use your action. You basically try to pull back at the last moment, deflecting some of that blow. But yeah, she still catches you basically in the chest.
And there is
Ow.
a high-pitched winning neigh coming from Cass.
Yeah, we're getting you.
Scooches back really quick and hits a wall.
Yeah. Well, there's another wall hit. We're definitely getting checked out now.
Alright. Okay.
You know, I was vaguely worried about Scrim, but Cassie's throwing hands. And
Yeah.
I actually think Cassie's faster to kill one of us than Scrim at this point.
You eventually get Cassie down to Gorick.
Just query.
Which Gorick is bandaging the arm into an actual sling of a crewman you've seen around a couple of times, but don't know the name of because he's not been named. This young human fella who he then sort of pats and sends on his way. And unfortunately, on the table next to him is a rather bloody blanket, a blanket covering a body. But as you come in, he sort of looks towards the two of you. His eyes go down to Cassie's flank, and you see him sort of wince and hiss through his teeth a bit. What happened to you?
She had an explosive go off. Hit her head, it sounded like, too.
Alright, let's come sit down.
Cass is going to plop down right where she is.
And he starts checking you over. He just seems to be ignoring your flank mostly and more focused on trying to get you to follow his finger and doing all manner of checks. And he's like, was she out at all?
Say that again. I actually couldn't.
Was she out at all? Unconscious?
I don't know. When we found her, I understand she was up and moving, just very wobbly. But it took us time to get over there because she was not where we were.
Alright, did the blackout go?
I don't know.
That's better than a
That's a good sign.
straight out yes, but we're going to keep you down here for a bit and keep an eye on you, alright? Do you want some candy?
Ears go straight up.
Right,
You want some candy?
right, and he actually goes over to the drawer and pulls out a looks like some salt taffy,
Oh, God.
and he actually holds it up in front of you. It's like, okay, you reach out for this.
Cass is actually going to lunge forward and snap.
With your face.
Yes.
Okay.
That's not
She's
totally leading.
reverting to horse.
That's not leading towards thinking she is.
He very quickly pulls it back and then pushes another hand against his shoulder as if to push you back. He's like, whoa.
And the
Okay.
entire time she's just.
Right, here, take your candy. Yeah, I'm gonna keep her down here.
Yes, I think that's a good plan. I've never seen her do that.
Alright, okay, you just sit there, and he's actually pulling out some more medical instruments now. Alright, that's Cass for a bit.
Let's cast for a bit.
Yeah.
Do you want me to stay down here and assist just in case?
I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Alright,
The
the rest of
She
you,
is dangerous.
unless anyone wants to diverge and do something in particular,
I just want to haul the boxes in.
Yep.
I'll go back and
help with such.
Help. Yeah.
help with yeah.
So
Yeah.
me, Telde, and
Scrim.
will do the run back and
Yeah.
forth. And
It takes you about half an hour to finish off this hauling, going in on multiple trips.
I haven't packed this much weight since I was at the smithy.
Question the babies.
Question the babies, Captain.
Oh, that didn't count. That was mine. I meant like lifting things.
No,
My
I
arms.
suppose. You had your whole body in it.
Yeah.
Lifting things with arms, the baby's after.
Yeah.
Well, so many babies with the arms after. Okay.
You should have really good upper body strength.
I have okay for pulling on my bow, but that's about it.
And as you set the last of the crates down on the deck,
Well,
because
stretch back, crack.
Shax, you can come up at this point, having finished refitting the capacitors in the ship.
Does he come back looking like a
Yeah.
beast?
Jack probably would
Yes.
also, while he was down there, discuss with the head engineer about some of the things he was bringing on and what they could do with them.
I mean, the ship's got more than enough power supply to wire everything into. Weapons might be a bit problematic. Often they use their own magically charged shells, so you'd have to charge those separate, but I mean, it's your airship. You put what you want on it. You can handle
I'll be
it.
honest, weapons are the thing I wasn't sure on for the simple reason of I don't know if they want weapons on a ship that is going to be going into other regions.
That's a good point. Well, why don't you go up and ask yours? I can wrap up here.
Okay, thank you again.
And he actually claps you on the arm.
Oh, thanks for the help, Scram. Good job, Tilde. Great job, Corvus.
Hmm.
Whew. We have a matter we need to figure out. Tilde, coming aboard?
Are we going?
We're going. Tilde, you're not using your room, right?
That is affirmative.
You mind if we put her up in yours?
Not at all.
Okay.
And Shax says, as you come up, you hear him discussing this, and you can see Towdy sort of turning to face the facility again. And she just stays there for a moment, just watching. And then you see her taking a deep breath, and she just claps one of her closed fists to her chest and gives a short bow before turning and moving on to the ship.
Jax will give her a polite, calm nod and then go and join in the conversation that was happening.
All right. Well, we'll have to get her situated down in Tilde's room. I believe we have some very noxious material that needs to be dealt with, and I would prefer it to be dealt with now rather
Do
than
you
later.
want to deal with it now in the condition that we are in this atmospheric?
The longer it is here, the longer we have a chance of something going bad, and it went bad in this atmosphere.
I don't know how it would affect me going in. This is the concern.
You said what you have isn't magic, so I mean, it should.
I assume that I have not tested that theory.
Well, this is a good test. I don't want that. I don't want that stuff
Had been
on the ship for too long, and I don't. Am I alone on that?
He's already prepping.
Corvus, pay attention. We're having a conversation as a group. You do not run off until we're done having the conversation. Don't make arrangements yet. The rest of the group, are we okay with this?
I agree with it. I don't think we should have that on there long if we have to.
Talde?
What is it again?
Agree.
Yanti.
It's what I told you about.
Garrick?
I'm not there. Remember, I'm
Down with
as far
Cass.
as I know, I'm still down with
Yeah.
Cass. So
Oh, well. I'm
It's what I told
going
you
to
about.
fetch you for this conversation.
Okay.
So
You quickly
I'm
bring
leaving
Carrick up.
Cassie out because Cassie's not okay. Cassie's nipping at things, and honestly, Cassie's not going into the empty. And I'm just gonna go, okay, well, in that case, me and Cassie are no-goes, no flies. Corvus has to go. Shax, I hate to put you in the position, but you might be on my fly list for this. Tilde, I have complete reliability in your ability to go in there and make sure they get back out. Carrick, if you want to go, that's fine. Me and Cassie can hold things.
I probably should continue as Ambassador Moore.
All right, but do me a favor, don't actually turn around. Shax, rules. You follow. You go
Okay.
forward. You go in the direction that Corvus tells you. You do not turn around under any circumstances. If something talks to you, I don't care if you talk back. That's fine, but don't fucking turn around, okay?
Very well.
If you have any questions, refer to Telday. Telday seems to be fairly responsible, and Carrick seems to be fairly responsible in there. Make sure Corvus doesn't run off. He's your only way out. Don't turn around. Corvus has to be behind you the whole time.
Just looks at Gifton. Are we sure it's a good idea if he's trying to get me to talk to him again? Not.
Tell him you can't turn around right now. And you'll do it next time you come in. Tell him that there is a very angry little woman that will yell at you if you turn around right now.
Just don't tell Grandma about this whole thing too, because that'd be two then.
But yeah. All right. So Corvus, are you bringing? You don't need to bring him in there.
Never tested it with him yet.
I don't think that this is the time to test it.
I
think we're testing. I
don't think this is the time to do this now, but we're doing it.
I know, but he can stay here.
And he will.
Zilday and Shax can take the buckets, and he can stay here with me and Cass. It'll be fine.
If they've got the bucket, should I?
All right. Why don't you go do it? You should go.
Okay.
I mean, you should go. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You're the friendly face that likes to see. All right. I'm gonna go get Taldi set up. You go through Corvus's room. If you end up exiting somewhere else, I'm sorry, Telday, but you're a sending stone.
Can only do this a few more times today.
All right, but all right,
Please.
Telday, do me a favor.
No, literally, I can.
Telday, do me a favor. Only send me a sending if you need me to come somewhere to get you. Do not send me a sending for any other reason. Call me when you want me to come get you. Okay?
And I can, if nothing else, at least get
All
us.
the people breaking at the party, please come pick me up.
I can at least get us over to Beacon, if nothing else, because I do have my circles ingredients.
Yes. So if anything, I will expect you in Beacon as a backup point if that happens. But before the ship gets underway, we should do this. That's the thing, is the ship's going to be moving after this.
Yeah,
we probably stop. This is the best time while it's stationary, and I don't want Corvus to make you try and get onto a moving ship with your portals.
Corvus, you've never done that before. That could be interesting.
Would be interesting, but he also has the realization that time is irrelevant between two spots in the empty, so
This is terrifying.
yeah.
All right.
Return, there is some other things to discuss regarding ship upgrades, but that can wait. It is not anything necessary at the moment.
Well, we can look at upgrades. Probably something we'll do more or less when the ship's stopped at places or as tinkering on the way. But I'm up for whatever upgrades you think would be appropriate, Shax.
Is it stuff that's still in the facility, or was
We get a
it
bigger refrigerator?
No, we've gotten everything we need out of the facility. Some of the things that were grabbed they're all upgrades are going to be applied, except for one set of them that were weaponry. I was not sure if you wanted weapons on a. But yes, we should get going.
All right, go through Corvus's room. You don't need to make a spectacle of this in the center of the ship.
Yes.
Tell the Shax, each of you grab one of those buckets, and I will stand guard on the ship. Bye, my friends.
Gifton, your stuff's on the bed in my room. So.
Okay, I will move it into Telday's room.
Thank you.
Is no one on the top deck?
Yeah, there are
We're
people
on
on
the
that deck.
top
Yeah.
Ugh.
Go do your thing.
Okay.
How much you know?
There's Captain Scarlet, Helmsman Henry, or whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Corvus is going to go down.
Sorry.
Have had one hand over the two buckets.
Check
Corvus will put on his mask.
Gifton's gonna go get Telday's stuff and move her into Telday's
All
room.
right, so who's taking a bucket each?
Shax is.
Jax and Telday? Okay.
Shax, again, I'm going to stress this. Do not turn around. Keep moving forward and listen to me.
I did
You
not
cannot leave unless I make the exit. So if you get separated from me, that's bad, and we don't want that to happen.
I had no
Stay in
intent
front of me as well. I'll be behind you. Telde, do you want to be behind Shax?
Sure.
Carrick?
Rook.
Or do you want to be in front?
I think Carrick in front's actually your best move.
Yeah, I'll go in front just in case.
All right. Corvus will extend his hand forward, press, and draw his fingers down, making a slice.
Okay. Shax, you see this tear in reality forming. As if the air itself is splitting apart and revealing a black void.
Interesting.
I will step through as once it opens.
Good.
Since I am the first one through.
In you go.
Shots. Telde
Yep.
and Corvus.
Right, you each step in. And you feel your feet settling into that strange murky liquidy bottom of the empty, which may have a new context now. There's looking down, all the contents of that bucket looks basically exactly the same.
Pull him out.
Joshua. Somebody pour out the bucket to his side.
Do the same, Toadie.
Yes.
As you pour the liquid from the buckets, disconcertingly, before it even hits the surface, you see the surface coming up to meet it almost, meeting almost
Accepting it back.
in. As the liquid flows down, it meets almost midway until the pouring is done, and it all just slops back in to the bottom of the empty.
Okay. When Corvus feels that they accomplish that, he's going to extend his hand forward and
Turn. Jax,
slides.
you hear this? Turn around.
Well, you have to go to your point to slice, don't you?
Yeah,
Yes.
well, he's basically saying his room on the other side, exiting out into the hallway.
Trying to do a close.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is not close in here. You see
Yes,
the destination.
Mm-hmm.
You say about 40 feet off.
Keep going forward. A little bit to your left. Carrick.
Follow the directions.
You're all here.
Keep moving forward.
We are in a bit of a hurry, Dreamer. We will converse next time.
Oh, you.
What was that? I say, yeah.
Yeah.
We know you.
Yes, you do. I'm continuing to walk as I talk. Walk the talk, talk the walk.
Right, and you reach your point. Assuming nobody's turning.
Nope.
Right.
Correct?
No.
And Corvus, you reach a point and are able to tear open a rift again.
Does so.
And as Carrick goes through, Shax goes through, Zelda goes through, and as you're about to go through, you hear a distant voice going, "Afliza-sen."
He pauses. And then goes through. Walking through, closing the rift behind him.
Okay.
Removes the mask. Your first trip through the empty. Shax.
Upstairs. Gifton. You and Toldy see the group go downstairs to do their shenanigans, and a few moments later, Hadwin switches.
It's about Hadwin.
Its head canting off to one side, and then its entire body jolting as it seems to kneel down to the decking. one of its long, slender claws extending and just starting to pull along the woodwork. That horrible sort of scraping sound. And then
Hadwin, stop.
it starts to pull it in a different direction.
Hadwin.
I'm not the only one that it can do.
And then another. It lifts its claw, moves it over, starts to claw again, and then stops.
Hadwin, what the heck have you done? Are you capable of that? Is there something you need to tell me? Does Corvus touch you in a bad way? It's okay. This is a safe place, Hadwin.
And
What is this marking on the ground? Is it actually anything I recognize or no?
it looks like he was starting to write.
What did he start writing?
First off, you see a I. And then the beginning of, you think, either an O or an A.
Okay, the letter I, not the I. Like
No, not like an eyeball.
The letter.
Yeah.
Letter.
Or it could be a D, maybe. It's basically got a bit of a circle going there. A C? Could be a G.
No. Oh, no.
Just look at your keyboard. Look at all the circular letters.
every letter.
Oh.
A really bad U.
I'm gonna pat him, because he stopped. Can you write any more of that?
About this time, you guys can come back above deck.
Corvus!
Yes.
Hadwin's trying to communicate.
Can you say that again?
Hadwin's trying to communicate.
Okay, I thought maybe I misheard.
Can you pretend you're saying something else?
I've had Hadvin for a year.
I'm gonna point at the writing. He did that.
Yeah, and Hadwin is indeed kneeled down, its claw still touching the deck.
He started writing. I didn't realize that's what he was doing, and I told him to stop, and then he stopped. But now I feel bad because I wish he'd finished, because it looked like he's... Is that a G? It looks like an A. Maybe a C. It's curved.
A Q!
I have an eye for detail, and I can
That's
make
an
a
I
check
right there. That's definitely an I, though.
to check to see if there's some sort of clue or cipher with writing.
There are two letters there.
Yeah,
Two
there's
letters.
basically two and it's 1.5 letter here, so this is challenging. You can try and guess what that second letter he was forming is. I'd allow that.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence roll. I'm gonna say disadvantage, unfortunately.
Sure. That's fair. Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
How long ago did you tell him to stop?
Just a little bit before you showed up.
Hadwin stand.
Hadwin stands up.
Hadwin sit.
Hadwin very clunkily sits down.
Yeah, he kind of has to fold
Tell
himself
Hadwin to
in.
finish writing.
Hadwin, finish writing.
Hadwin gives you that sort of head jerk of not entirely sure how to complete order.
That Gifton, what he does is that he follows a direct command.
He wrote.
I see that he wrote, and I suspect his thing here is that I was in a place not able to communicate with them. And thusly, this has happened.
Oh.
Out
Okay.
of
Saying
care.
that you prevent him from acting of his own volition.
I was not aware of him having any sort of ability to. He literally is something that I built and infused with the empty.
Could it be tied to the? Have you traveled through the empty with? Since
I have
you've
not
had him?
traveled through the empty since we first arrived into Beacon. This is the first time in a year.
Could it be tied together?
It could be. He's from it, essentially.
And if it stopped just as we got here.
Back. Mm-hmm. But that's the odd thing about that, is that to this perspective, we weren't gone. We were there in the room, and then we were in the hallway. But maybe
I mean,
there is some sort of anomaly here.
Actually, wait. I've got this. I'm gonna use keen mind for a weirder use.
You're checking the time?
How much time has passed since we have left? Is it a short time, or is it?
You guess, based on the time to go down, stepping through the portal, your time to come back up. Somehow, because Keen Mind is bullshit, you can check by the drift of the clouds, the imperceptible drift of the sun, and you can guess with an intelligence roll, please. Fuck.
21.
Yeah, you can guess that perhaps, despite it's supposed to be instantaneous, you were probably in the empty in real world time for about 5 seconds.
Okay, so it wasn't very long. I'll be honest, I wasn't trying to get that specific. I should color next time. That. Yeah, I don't think we were gone for very long.
No. Okay, well,
But it is.
maybe when Cassie's feeling better, she can fix the floor. I mean, I could try to mend it, but it's kind of
It may be better to leave it that way. If
can finish
whatever attempts to, yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, buckets dropped off. You didn't bring them back, right?
I think you guys did because you poured it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to leave anything in there.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. We'd actually have landmarks in the empty. You can't tell me that'd be great. We'd always know where the buckets were.
Yeah, we did this last week.
Yeah, the buckets. Oh.
So you also did you leave them there as they are holding buckets?
So then I look at the buckets.
I guess the quick question would have been, whilst pouring out the buckets, after pouring out the buckets, would have looked into the buckets.
They looked spick and span.
Yeah.
Completely.
In fact, inside cleaner than you think they were before they were.
Oh, great! We've left dirt inside the empty.
It's all crappy metal on the outside. It's
It's etched.
Yeah, from your perception, when the empty drew out that liquid towards it, it seemed to pull everything.
Okay, note to self. Definitely don't go back in without
definitely
with that foot in.
eliminates one reason that I would have definitely
Like
left it there.
yeeted the bucket.
So,
This is like,
yeah.
there's goo in the bottom. Right?
Do you want to go back in and deposit the bucket?
All right. Well, Taldi has her room and her stuff, and yeah. Hey, Taldi, I was thinking maybe we leave Scrim to his own room for now. Maybe we'll just keep watch on different parts of the ship instead for you and me.
Sure.
Yeah, he's putting his best foot forward, so you know.
Which one is that?
I don't know. He needs something about feet and forward, and I don't know.
He seems to favor the right foot.
Yeah,
the one he contemplated putting on Corvus's throat.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's all I got. But Shax, any upgrades you want to do? I'm good with. I don't know about weapons, but I don't know about weapons. So, if everybody else is fine with it, I'm fine with it. I'm gonna go make some ice and find a new place to nest.
If you all wanted weapons on here, they do not have to be installed by any means. Just a ship from a nation such as Brast flying around with weapons would probably raise some eyes.
I believe that out of character first, and someone correct me, but
told we could
we
get
were told that
weapons
that other groups that have gotten them
Yeah.
have posted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And frankly, it would cause some caution in some places, of course. It's only natural. It's kind of the same with you having weapons on your persons.
Yeah.
An offensive group in an airship means business.
It also means like having a regular ship with cannons
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's not unheard of. These are
yeah.
To
olden
say
times.
the least. I mean, we fought the dragon. I'm sure there's other things in the skies. It would be good to have something to help in
Yeah,
those
you never know
matters.
when we're gonna run into trouble.
And we were told
Yeah, we
that
probably could.
other groups put their own weapons on. If it's, I'd say I'm all for it as long as it's something that wouldn't damage the ship itself in usage.
What's the captain?
She's at the back of the deck near the helm right now.
Corvus is going to walk over.
And yes, you
Hi,
see her
Corvus.
talking to the engineer who seems to have come up. And they pause as you come on over Corvus. And Radless?
Yes, Captain Scarlet. Apologies, didn't catch your name.
Captain Scarlet it is.
No, the engineer.
Oh.
No, I actually know his name, but Corvus.
Claude,
yeah.
lad.
Claude. We're discussing the possibility of adding weaponry on the boat, and although I guess we have this boat, you as the captain, so do you have an opinion on this?
I'm only captain temporarily while you guys get yourselves acquainted, but my opinion, just put some goddamn weapons on the boat.
That's what I said. All right. Is some of the crew familiar with weaponry?
Most of us.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. That is all I wanted to ask.
Don't worry about getting you all acquainted with the ship. We're gonna spend the rest of the voyage doing so.
I assumed so.
Understandable.
Yeah, she would probably recommend that, and the crew are comfortable with weaponry. So, have at it, Shax.
Well, I'll work with them and do the necessary installations. Probably a little bit further down the list compared to some of the other upgrades that'll make it a little more efficient, but
I'll give you a hand, lad. Make sure they worked into the system properly.
I would appreciate it.
What time of the day? Like, is it like morning, afternoon?
It's mid afternoon at this point, approaching evening.
Carrick, you be making dinner soon?
Yeah, I was also gonna see if when you got Taldi situated, if you offered to show her around so she knows where to get stuff if she needs
I
it.
was thinking a more friendly face might be good for that. I'm looking between Corvus and Carrick.
I'll go help. Go give her a tour.
All day. I'm like I said, I'm gonna go find a new spot. And I'm gonna go make ice. Carrick, I'm gonna tell Scrim to get his dinner in the
mess.
The mess is the same as everybody else.
That works.
It's he might as well just he seems ambulatory.
Yes,
Corvus
is Cass with us, by the way, out of character.
She's down in the
Just down in bed.
Okay. I should probably check with the doctor about Cass getting food. I don't know.
Where is Scrum?
He went below deck.
Okay.
Right.
I should have mentioned this earlier, but Corvus has a passive of 31.
Mm-hmm.
Did anything change on Scrim's apparel? Did he pick anything up through his movements?
No.
Okay. Right. I'm going to have to tend to Hedvin. He took some damage from the dragon, so I will be in my room if you need anything. It's Castle, right, though?
All right.
I heard
you might,
she...
Still down with the
you might want to go
doctor.
check on her.
All right.
She seems pretty messed up.
She
I'm-
lunged at the doctor when he offered her candy and took
Oh,
it
you
directly
don't
out
think
of
she's like crazy head stuff from throwing up the
Candy.
black goo, right?
I'd vote more for the wall incident.
Oh, you mean the explosion? Yeah, that could be a
Yes.
thing. I'm gonna go make ice for Scrim, and then I'm gonna go find a place. So,
Oh. Gifton.
yeah.
Corvus will give her a jar. It's the ointment we've been using if you want to facilitate that.
Okay, sure. I'll give it that to him. Thank you.
I will take Taldi on a little tour, and then I'll get dinner cooking.
Okay. Right. You can all start going about your business. The ship gets underway slowly, not because it's limping along, but just to not trigger
Give
the
it a
field.
shake.
Off the
Yeah.
storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is there anything people particularly want to do?
I'm just gonna pick up Mirik and
Yeah.
do the tour.
Roleplay wise, like anything people want to converse through.
Cass is singing body tunes, much to the chagrin of the surgeon.
I'm just moving my bed out of my room. I'm gonna grab the pillow and blanket and go
Okay.
find
Where are you
someplace else.
going?
I'm giving him a privacy. He's being treated like, but you know.
Oh, Scrim's in your room.
He's
Oh.
in my room. This is
Yeah,
why.
okay.
This is everybody's picking on me about being around Scrim all the time. But he's in my place sleeping. I have nowhere to go. I'm gonna go find a good spot in the hallway.
After dinner and everything, Corvus will go to Taldi and give her the letters.
Okay. And she takes those from you and doesn't actually read them in front of you. Just tucks them away.
Mine apologies as well. I just thought it would have been better if you were in a calmer place,
Thank you for giving them to me.
of course. And again, mine condolences. And he will do the Hexenreich bow.
Okay. Right, you bow to her and you leave her be. And
So the best damn dinner I've
that's
ever
a
made.
good dinner. Which Taldi, despite eating cautiously earlier, will devour ravenously.
Scrim's already going, boy can cook.
Yeah, which Scrim too is putting no show of I am too good for this. He is just fork in one hand, jabbing in, mouthful. There's no airs or grace about him.
Oh,
Yeah. Yes, it's a hearty dinner and lift spirits a bit after a little bit of a grueling day. Cass, you start to feel a little bit better towards the end of the day. Gather up your thoughts. You're basically given a few what look like little tablets that he tells you to take for the pain.
The swelling.
And the ship is underway. And
actually, I thought of one thing.
Mhm.
Actually, a question to Gifton.
Hmm?
Do you want to wait until we're out of the storm to bring Dingus back, or do you want to?
I actually can't do it today.
doesn't have it
Spell
prepared.
slots.
I don't have it prepared.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You can't ritual cast it. Can you?
You can't. Well, I mean, I think you can, but you still have to have it prepared if you're not a wizard or whatever, because the spell book thing. I'm a different kind of ritual caster. I'm a druid caster, so I have to have it prepared in my list to be able to ritual cast it.
Okay.
So I can't. I can't, unfortunately.
Yeah. And
So Gifton's gonna have a sad little shivery night in the hallway on her pillow by herself.
And by nightfall, as everyone's going into bed, you hear a little announcement of the Klaxon and stuff. Right, we're clear of the storm. Do give it another 20 minutes before anyone starts casting anything though. And then it clicks off.
What time you said that was the same night?
Yep, that's that night. Just as everyone's about to go to bed. Gifton.
Mhm.
You have your shivery night alone in the hallway. But you are actually woken briefly by sound of door opening. And click clack on the decking plate.
Okay, that could either be Shax or Taldi. I don't know which.
Couldn't find out Scrim.
Scrim
Well,
got
if
metal
it's
boots.
rhythmic
Fuck!
If it's a rhythmic clacking, it's her because I'm pretty sure one of them makes a much more metallic noise.
Clang.
Yeah. That would be.
Alright, I'm gonna look up.
Yeah, and the Taldi just seems to be wiping her eyes as she moves through the hallway, heading towards the stairs leading into the upper decking.
You alright, Taldi?
There's a brief little squeak of surprise, and as she jumps, you see papers fluttering from her hands as she loses grasp on them, which she quickly sort of starts scrabbling to grab and going. Sorry, I didn't. Why? You're in the hallway?
Yeah, I just, you okay?
And she actually sort of rubs her forearm against her eyes quickly again, and then sort of straightens up. Yes, I'm okay. How are you? Sorry. It's just.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. You want company? You don't have to talk or anything.
It would be nice.
Okay, Gifton's gonna groggily put on her ring, rub her eyes. Okay.
I'm sorry
I'll
to wake you.
Oh, that's okay. It wasn't really great anyway.
And she smiles faintly, picking up the last few bits of paper from the ground, and just continues on to the top deck. I kinda not used to being alone.
Me either.
You're social creature.
Kinda. Usually he's always with me and he keeps me safe at night and
Who is he?
Dingus, he's weird. When I lost everything, he just kind of showed up and we were going to be dragon knights together, you know? And
Is he your mate?
no, it's my friend, he's a pseudo dragon. My husband's at home. It's usually I'm either with one or the other, and you know.
What happened to him?
I make a face. Some unpleasantness sent him away. I'm hoping I can bring him back because luckily I made him a familiar, so he's not gone.
I'm sure he is
not
safe
gone.
and comfortable then.
I hope so. I've never dealt with that before, you know.
Dingus, meanwhile, is rolling around in a plane of food.
One moment we were I was in the saddle and we were together, and the next he was ripped away, you know.
She nods a little, and you see that sort of pain look on her face before she moves over and hugs your waist.
Yeah, I'll pat her shoulder and I go, I've lost a lot, and I didn't want to lose him too, and I think you maybe understand.
I understand.
Maybe worse.
You care about him a lot, yes?
Yeah.
He is very lucky to have you then.
I look at the papers. What do they say?
And she will just smile very sadly and hold them up to you. And
I look at them and then I'll frown and go, I don't read Hexenreich.
I'm sorry, I forget I'm not surrounded by feels almost like I kept expecting a Hexen-like ship to come, and
I'm sorry.
this, and she sort of looks down at the papers again. It is it's his writings. To me, maybe I think he more wrote them for himself to get things out, and she sort of taps her head.
Mm-hmm.
He addressed these to me.
He wrote a lot.
This isn't even the fraction of what he wrote, she says with a little chuckle to herself. Most of that was business.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure he loved you very much.
he did. I wish I had known. I didn't mean to make him feel guilty.
Oh. He wouldn't have wanted you to know that. You know.
I understood why things were how they were, and should have hidden my sadness better.
You would have just been hiding parts of yourself from him. Just be thankful for what you shared, you know?
If I had hidden myself better, maybe he wouldn't have hidden things from me. He's struggling with his mind.
Yeah.
You're,
I'm so sorry for the madness. It takes so many of your people.
they were trying to fix it, you know.
How are they going to fix it? I mean,
I was not allowed to know everything. They classified it as Alpha Black. It's at the highest securities, and you wouldn't share with me, but you know, these well, maybe you do not know these base widespread, yes.
mm-hmm.
They were experimenting, they started looking into faith, they started researching.
Oh, they got onto Faith. That's good.
And she just nods. They got into faith. I got into faith. I knew everyone, you know. I talked to them all.
Yeah.
Made sure everyone was happy. No one should be alone, even the ones that were not so nice, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes they needed more help than others. But I knew them all. I knew how devout someone was. I knew how often they prayed. And I saw that they were the ones losing themselves.
Yeah. We've run into it a few times. Something's wrong with Morgani, I think.
Thought so as well. Yeah. You can tell the different nations of the gods through the stars, you know. Morgani more than all.
Mm-hmm.
They looked at the stars and they did not like what they saw.
I saw something in the stars.
What did you see?
One of the first dragons is coming.
Mm-hmm. Those aren't real.
They are. Just angry.
Come to save us?
No. They're jealous of everything here.
Who are you people, anyway? Why were you here? Why?
Well, I mean, you can't really get anywhere. I mean, do you want to do you want me to take you home? I mean, well, not home. Do you want me to
She just
take
looks
you-
down briefly.
I mean, do you want me to take you? I don't know. I could get you to Wyndon and Barast, or I don't know, maybe someplace in Noran. I don't know. I can get you someplace
Where are you
away
going?
from here. We're going to Zaha.
Sahara.
Yeah,
I speak a little Saharan.
I did too.
Oh, and she actually just says hello to you in Saharan.
And I say hello, not quite as well.
And then she seems to think for a moment and asks, what way to the store?
There are stores? Is this what the response?
And she just shrugs.
I just shrug.
They were observing Sahara for a while. Before this.
I don't know why. It's not connected.
This was the work before this. We were never meant for this madness. We were an observation post, and we were monitoring Sahara, and they have a god.
Oh yeah, hey, yeah. She's really nice.
She looks taken aback.
What?
You know of their god?
Oh yeah. She was imprisoned on Barast.
Who are you people?
Hand wave. I'm not the brownie you are looking for. We're just some people trying to do the right thing.
Well, people trying to do the right thing. You have Hexen like us amongst you, and she just holds out the letters. These help.
Maybe. I'm not smart and I can't read that. But you can read that, and you seem pretty smart.
I am not smart. I am just
Cool.
You notice those people's faith issue? I mean, that's pretty smart to me. A lot of people don't even notice that.
not smart, just friendly.
Me too.
I like people.
Me too. Well, if you want to stick with us, maybe we can use a friendly face in Zaha.
Yeah, we will see. Maybe. I do not know if.
Maybe we can ask, hey, how to keep your people from going crazy.
Maybe.
Who are you people?
I know I can no longer pray to my god.
Well, I can tell you she's fairly safe. She's good.
And she taps a part of the lettering as if you can read it, which you can't. Scroll. One of yours has it, yes?
Yeah.
We gave it to her.
No, I gave her that.
You-
Right
you-
when I figured out what it was.
okay.
Yeah.
In that case, the scroll. You have mages, yes?
Plenty of them.
I don't want to wait for shooting stars.
Okay. Do you want me to get character read that for you?
And
I don't know if I can read that.
She
I can try.
she nods and maybe tomorrow he can look at it.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow night we can do it.
She nods
Does it
again.
happen at night?
Night is tradition.
Night is tradition. All right. Well, maybe he'll make an extra nice meal for it, and we can.
If it is as good as today's meal, I will be very happy.
He is our expert. He has a tavern, you know.
So he's a tavern keep?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had taken off a year from adventuring, the group of us, and put down roots. And his wife Talia, her dad was a Morgani priest. Unfortunately,
I'm very sorry.
that happened about a year ago. And anyway, but they have eggs that are gonna hatch soon.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, lots of little dragons.
Could be wonderful.
Yeah.
It will be wonderful
Keep-
because Talia and Kirk have both managed to keep themselves together.
She actually sort of reaches out and grasps your wrist briefly and goes, "Keep the faith away from them."
Oh, trust me, I do. They know better.
Good.
I'm
Good.
Faye. I'm about as far away from the faith as you can get.
Oh. And she's
Stick with me. The gods will never trust you. I smile.
you are not like the stories say for Faye.
Oh, well, we usually hide a lot more.
I mean, not most stories about hiding. At least where I am from.
Oh, well.
They got the grim fairy tales.
I don't know very many stories about where you're from. All I know is I almost went there once.
I'm glad you didn't, she says, patting your hand.
Yeah, they had me in a nice little cage.
And she just nods as if, yes, that makes sense.
Yes, I was going to be sold. Wasn't quite something I wanted.
I have never believed that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
You are people.
Yeah.
That Centaur is a person.
Mm-hmm.
You are people.
Although we have concerns about her sometimes. I say with a joke.
Sometimes might not be a joke.
She seemed a little vacant at dinner.
I think she's a little out of it ever since she took the blow to the head.
Ah. Very dangerous.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Thank you
Well,
for
you
keeping me
look like-
company.
That is good. I'll be around if you need me. Also, I'll go get Carrick for you.
In the morning.
Yes, in the morning.
She smiles and just starts to head back down.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna sit up on deck for a bit, and I'm going to pray and sing for a bit before I head back down.
Okay.
I am praying to Hea on behalf of Taldi and Scrim.
And Scrim. And
And
Scrim.
Nothing like what an angel would do.
Alright. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The next day comes. Frankly,
What a mess.
no. Yeah, I waggle.
Mm-hmm.
No great disturbances in the ship, thankfully. And yeah, the morning goes by peacefully. I assume you grab.
Yeah, I grab Carrick and tell him, hey, look at the book, look at the scroll.
Before I get, do you get find me without her or with her? By the way. Oh, mute. Gifted.
Uh-oh.
Sam?
I think she may have just stepped away right after she made the comment.
Uh-oh. I'm assuming it's alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Howard.
Sorry.
Do you get me alone? Do you catch me alone,
Yeah,
or is she with you?
yeah, I'm gonna grab you. I'll grab you alone.
Um.
I'm also doing my ritual to summon Dingus back during this.
Okay. You need my materials if I remember.
Yeah, that's why
correctly.
I
Okay.
came to you. I get my materials.
Alright, so you get your
so-
materials. Are you gonna just do this in Carrick's room right away? Like, grab the materials, start.
Yeah, I just sit
That's
down and start
fine.
doing it.
The brazier was actually already prepped and ready.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I figured you can start reading the scroll, and I'm gonna do this.
I will admit I looked over it before giving it to her with her permission to make sure it wasn't.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's complicated, but it should not be a problem
Did you
to cast.
prepare yourself to cast this tonight for her?
Yes. Since it's more complicated than a standard scroll, you're going to take anything special?
Well, as you're looking over it, it's unlike most spells, which is you do your incantation and then the spell effect takes into place. This actually seems to be a continuous thing. It starts as you start casting, and as you go through the scroll, it will alter the spell. Little different from standard casting entirely, in which you actually keeping the scroll with you. You do not need to prepare this as such. And you don't think it's going to be burnt up as long as you're channeling your own energy.
Okay.
Nice.
You can memorize it if you so wish. Quite
I
tricky,
will
but
not currently.
yeah.
Because it is not mine, and without permission, without being told okayed with it, I will not memorize that.
But looking over it, There is a clear point where not only, you know how lengthy scrolls are added onto, they seal more paper onto it. There was something added on. You can actually see some alteration in the magic to basically remove the stop point and let it continue on.
Okay.
Some last part of this sectioning was added on later than the rest. Doesn't look harmful or anything. It looks like it's just more illusion work.
Okay. Can I make an int check to figure, or some type of check to figure out roughly how long ago?
Yeah, go ahead.
Regular int roll or something else.
Do you have any calligraphers?
I am trained in calligraphers and forgery both.
I will let you have a int roll with do a calligrapher's roll with advantage
Calligraphers
using int.
Okay, I can do that. Advantage.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice roll.
A few weeks ago. If you really wanted to try and place it, it's probably around the time those recordings of Don DF were made, those final ones.
Okay, so he was. That's what I was trying to place together.
You think he
if
was still sane? Yes.
That's the thing, because I don't want to suddenly have
Mostly.
this happen. Suddenly.
Yeah.
Sane enough that this won't be something that will hopefully bring.
Yes. You don't think this is going to be harmful?
Okay. Okay. Wow. I've never tried one like this. I actually believe I won't use up the scroll. I'll have to use some of my magic, but I am more than willing to do that to help her. So.
Just concentrating.
Oh, I was really going, wait.
And you are tackled by Dingus.
Hug Dingus.
And you're getting flashes of, oh, you're okay, was worried, concerned.
Oh god, so much fire. Oh.
And he just starts cuddling and licking. And yeah, there's so much excited meeping.
There's an adorable amount of noises coming out of character room now.
I have to ask the GM. Is Merrick getting in on this too?
No, he's just sort of standing on his shoulder, looking down and beeping at them, as if, what's so fun? What's exciting?
Yeah, I'm gonna hug Dingus extra tight, and then
Dingus starts flashing at you. The food room.
Yes. Carrick, breakfast now.
Dingus shakes his head and starts bobbing his head excitedly. The food room.
What's the food room? Wait, were you in a food room?
Dingus bobs more and more.
I want to go to the food room.
Food room. So much.
You wouldn't be able to go, I don't believe, but you could send him to the food room.
Beep. And he actually sort of wraps his head around, his neck around Gifton possessively.
I like
Sorry, Gifton, we're gonna have to kill you to see if you really are.
Hey, Gifton, do you want to be a familiar?
I need to be Dingus's familiar.
It's good to see you back, Angus.
You need to be someone else's familiar. That way, then you can both go to the food room at the same time.
Dismissive.
And you see a little bep from your shoulder, Carrick. And you get flashes of, we got food room?
Pretty sure that's where. I've never actually sent him to it.
Nope.
If you want me to try, I can see what happens.
Food room?
I'm going to take some action to send him to the happy place.
Okay. He vanishes. Dingus lets out an alarm. Beep, 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 beep.
I sent it. He wanted to see if he goes to the food room also.
Bring him back.
Dingus's eyes widen a bit before he slowly bobs his head.
I will give him a little bit because I don't want to take him in the middle of
a sandwich.
Yes, because I do not believe that the food will come with him.
Dingus belly grumbles.
Dingus' belly actually does rumble a bit, as the food room is not actually filling, just tasty.
Yeah. Let's go.
Breakfast.
Let's go get breakfast made, and
It's
we'll
temporarily filling while you're in the food room, and then it's a lie after that.
Also, how much ice did you make, Gift?
I made a 1 create water's worth
Uh-huh.
of ice, and I figure I'll probably just redo it again in the morning because I basically take the melted water and do it again.
Okay.
So I will go make some more ice at his door for him.
for
I'm gonna put my ring on, scoop Dingus up, and go knock on the door. Hey, Scram, we're gonna make breakfast. You want more ice?
No, I am good, thank you.
my brain
Sure?
just imagining
Okay.
him sleeping on ice
You
now.
gonna come have breakfast with us?
Perhaps in a bit.
Oh. He gets to make worried face. He sounds in pain.
What's that for, Carrick?
For because I figured I'm probably heading
Uh-huh.
out behind her. For Scrim.
Yes, he's definitely in some discomfort, it sounds like.
You have that ointment that Corvus gave you, right?
Yes, I have the ointment. Thank you.
Do you want me to hit you with some healing?
There is no need. Go, enjoy your food.
Do you want to just
I don't
hit
mind
you?
hitting you.
Perhaps later.
Promises. All right. All right, I'm gonna go off to the food room.
What's he get? Okay, we're just
Dismissing
missing
myself. Actually, I'm gonna go, Cassie, breakfast.
Cassie.
Wait, didn't we have to like keep her awake all night?
No, not all night. They're far more lax about concussions in this. It's like, yeah, she's good. Cass, yes, you awaken. Your head's thumping, but you are clear of fault.
Cass is looking up the ladder. What?
Breakfast? Do you want breakfast?
Suddenly, head comes poking out of the ladder. Well, food.
Food.
Cass, become one of our familiars. We'll send you to the food place.
Howdy, we're doing breakfast. Corvus, Shax.
Cass kind of looks over
Telday.
at Telday, looks at Gifton. Food.
You hear a sort of like scrabbling sound from the room Taldy is in. Talday's room.
Taldy and Tildy's room.
Yeah. And does Carrick speak some like? Yes. You actually hear some confused mumbles. Where am? What? As she awakens in a strange place.
You're fine.
Yes.
Taldi,
Okay.
we're gonna go cook breakfast. So
I will come help. And you hear more stumbling about as she tries to orientate
won't
herself.
That's my promise.
wait, what?
I said I won't help. That's my promise.
Oh, I thought you said you will. I'm like, no.
Dingus pops his head secretly at Carrick.
I absolutely pet Dingus, not knowing the secret is going on.
It's that secret dragon energy.
Jax will actually, when he comes out, be wearing just a normal set of slacks and the prosthetic leg. He hasn't bothered putting the armor on, so he's not got his right arm at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I could give you an arm back. You want an arm?
I'm just imagining she just grabs a random arm out.
Cass,
Well, that's Corvus's room.
Do you just offer arms to everyone?
No, only the people that have lost them. I've offered it to you repeatedly. You keep telling me no. You like your robot arm with your weird axe.
Yeah, I can ask people questions.
Ha ha ha.
Just at least
How are
when
you feeling,
used
Cass?
concussion, she didn't use it on herself.
You're conscious, so that's good.
Mentors running through my head,
Headache, yes.
each one pretending that they're a ballet dancer.
Is this worse than the hangover the one day?
Oh, it's a hard decision, Cass.
Yeah. Being quiet, she's like, I don't know. There comes a point where pain really just stops hurting.
Well, I would say that everyone looks at Gifton. Keep voices down to a minimum.
I think that means only use your spell twice today.
No.
Right.
Only one.
Gifton's suddenly gonna get a look on her face and go, "Oh no, we weren't not able to use magic all night. Oh no. She's gonna fumble through her gear really quick because all of her sending stones were in Dingus's pack.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna pull out her sending stone to Roselle and start sending a message.
Okay, what's the
As all
message?
of them are slowly buzzing. You have 20 new messages.
Dingus is just vibrating.
Oh, thank God. Care being worried, messaging all night. Please contact him.
I'm gonna go cook, and I'm gonna actually get out my own sending stone.
What did he say when she said saw mirrors?
Didn't say anything about that.
Okay.
Where's my cooking utensils? So do I get advantage since Taldi is helping
Yes.
cook?
Yeah, those are my messages.
Okay, average meal today.
Yeah, average meal for the morning.
Yeah.
It might be
What's
because
it be better with bacon?
you notice as he's cooking, he's also trying to use a sending stone because he also didn't get a message out last night.
Gifton, from Care, you get a very rambling, relieved message from Care that sort of reaches its 25 words without really saying anything.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of love and relief pouring through.
Corvus eats.
As adventurers turn their mobile phones back on and find that they have messages. I mean, 20 missed calls.
You can now turn off airplane mode.
That's going to Thomas.
Oh, marvelous. It's very early. Once I get into the office, I'll yes. Good job.
Yeah, time zones don't exist yet.
I don't know. It's morning. I normally don't contact Thomas on a regular basis, but I figure this is important. He'd want to know.
Okay. Yeah, and
Even if time zones existed, it doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah.
And you're all able to have your breakfast, which it's okay. Yeah, it's perfectly edible.
Sending and sending at the same time.
It might feel disappointing compared to what you normally get from Carrick.
And of course, last night even more
He's
so.
very distracted.
Uh-huh.
Do you want me to take you to see your wife today?
I just sent a message to her just to let her know she's used to getting one every night. I think you've rubbed off on me more than I thought.
Oh my.
Well, to be fair, we thought we were going last night.
Yeah, we still at some point need to go visit my grandmother.
Oh, wow! Look at my wrist. I can't possibly do that right now.
She specifically has something for you, and I am guessing it is important.
But it would be something Taldi would be interested in.
Huh?
Was that out of character or in character?
In character.
Yeah, Taldi just looks up and goes, huh?
I think he's referring to.
Oh, sorry.
You're
Yes.
talking about Grandma Lynn? Why would Grandma Lynn want anything to do with Taldi? She's a Hexenriker. As far as I know, Grandma Lynn has a thing for Noranese.
Yeah.
I am not looking to hook up with anybody.
Oh my.
I think his thought was.
She's a widow. She's probably not looking.
I rather like men.
Oh,
I
do too.
I
My
think
favorite part's
Corvus,
the abs.
I think Corvus may have been thinking more.
Mine's the tail base.
seeing a
Oh.
dragon again.
But
Do you like it? Do you like it like extra scaly or more thick?
That's when it's just the right grip that it accents the, you know.
Oh, when it parts the Turkish.
Mm-hmm.
On the plus side, Gifton.
Yeah, I've noticed Shax has got quite a tail base. If you know what I mean.
Tardy leans back in her chair.
Gifton's also leaning back to Shax. Yeah, it's okay.
Cass is kind of perking up.
Shax, violating eyes.
He's going to tell me continue.
and you're just in breeches.
It's fine. He's not in underclothes, at least.
Well,
I don't know why, but I could just imagine Shaq suddenly shrinking down, going, "Why do I feel like I'm being hunted?"
Eric has a small cute bottom, but he doesn't have a tail.
It's unfortunate, but it can be nice too.
You know.
And she actually looks over at you, Carrick, and there's an alarming moment where you think she might be appraising you, but she just goes, excuse me, and she's giving you that look of like trying to remember if she's heard your name, can't quite recall it.
Carrick.
Carrick, did she?
Yes, Gifton asked about the scroll.
We went over scrolls this morning. Oh, by the way,
yes,
this is Dingus. Dingus, this is Taldi.
Hello, Dingus. And she actually reaches out and pets Dingus, so Dingus sort of tilts his head a few times regarding her. And you can hear him beeping, looking curiously over at Shaxton.
Now that there's some real food, I should do this, and I'm gonna bring Merrick back over.
Merrick appears and actually chomps at the air briefly, as if he was about to bite into something.
I'm going to actually lift some food up to him.
And he looks around for a second. You get a sort of mental flashing of food room before he chomps into the offered food. And
There's definitely a family
he
thing.
chews on it, and he doesn't say anything, but you can see that slight disgruntled look on his face.
this
Food
isn't
room was
food
better.
room food.
I'll cook better later.
He got into the household for a reason, and he's disappointed.
Alright, and
First,
what's this?
no.
If he doesn't show up for food, I am piling up a plate for Scrum.
Yeah.
It's actually about the time that you guys are about done eating. You know, there's just a few plates still being picked at, but Swim does actually come on in. He's not wearing the shirt that was made for him, just the bottoms.
I'm fine with him not wearing that shirt.
And you can see that he has applied some of that salve, and he just comes on in and goes, "Is there any food left?"
There's plenty.
Yes.
And he moves on over to the pot, and he just looks around, unsure where the bowls are.
I'm gonna.
And before you actually hand him one, he actually looks over at Cass and goes, "Are you done with your bowl?"
Cass is going to look at the empty bowl, hand it to him.
And he just takes that and starts filling that with food.
One less pulled up clean.
Hey, enough.
And he actually gives you an appreciative little nod, very, very slight little nod, but one nonetheless, before he starts to walk out again.
Gonna nod, give him a little nod back.
A sad, lonely guy.
He's lonely? Does he not get on well with you all?
No, he does not.
He's sort of a
He is
prisoner.
public enemy number one.
Public enemy?
He has his
Um,
reasons, I mean,
He had his reasons, but he is the reason our, some of our town no longer exists.
he burned our town to the ground.
Killed almost everyone in it.
Accidentally?
No.
No. Purpose.
And you are letting him walk about your ship?
We are taking him to,
Zaha.
yes, we are taking him to,
His god.
fate. I wasn't going to bring that up, but yes. We were asked to bring him.
But you
To
do
be
not
fair,
have him in
somebody
shackles.
To do it.
You leave him
Was that-
unshackled and you feed him well.
The shackles were a bit pointless on him. He literally busted through 'em. The ones, except for Shaq. Shaq had better ones, I believe, right?
He didn't bust through him.
Huh?
I took him off. I just took him off of him. I mean, he lost the duel. He agreed he was coming with us. I mean, I'm not gonna.
He seems to follow his word, so we are taking him at it.
A man,
Must-
all a man's got is his word, you know?
Well, I don't know. Must would not treat someone so kindly. You are good people.
That does seem to be a running theme with this group.
Complete idiots.
And she actually looks out the door before hopping down from her seat and goes, "Hey, we'll go talk to him, if that is okay."
Okay.
No one, even the not so nice, she says, looking at Gifton.
Taldy. This is for everyone, I suppose. I would not go alone with anyone in that room with him. When we were at the facility, there was quite a visible intent about him considering having an accident with myself, possibly to try to eliminate a potential threat.
Mm.
Did you threaten him?
I plainly told him to reconsider. It would be unwise for him to do such a thing.
You think he could have?
I think he could have, and could have caused significant injury to myself, and maybe if
He didn't.
luck was on his side, kill me.
He chose not to.
But you're saying he knew that you knew what he was thinking, but he still didn't go through with it?
Correct. But the fact that he was contemplating it was concerning. Particularly when I was alone in a facility full of accidents waiting to happen.
Not so nice. Should not be lonely. And
you should not go in there alone.
If
you
will not allow me, then I will not do so.
No, Taldi, you can do that. You're not his enemy. I do not.
He may use things as leverage. We don't know what he is thinking. We don't understand what he is going through right now. Besides trusting his honor, which I am already losing faith on. All I say, you can go and see him if you want to, tell D, but have someone else with you as a precaution.
I always have someone with me. She smiles softly at you before she gets up off her chair and does a little Hexalike bow again.
Before you leave, Teld, just so you know, I'll leave that. Not only can I use that scroll, but I can make it so it does not get used up when I use it also. So you'll be able to keep it.
Would you be willing to tonight?
Absolutely.
And she actually looks back over to Corvus and then to Shaxon and goes, "No, it is not yet not that time, but considering what has happened, a little remembrance."
Would Corvus have knowledge of this?
Yeah, you would have been told by your father and so on. You may have even actually had your own little tiny celebrations yourselves.
Like a small little 4th of July thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that would be very nice.
It does sound like a good idea.
And she nods briefly before smiling at Carrick, thankfully, and heading out the mess hall.
Oh, what a mess.
I don't want him to have any advantage in any situation.
Fine.
Seems like he would be one to take it.
I mean, he would, but I'm trying to have a little faith in Hea here.
Yes, that is fair. He's not here.
No, he's not Heya, but something in him Heya saw and
Think he has been not misguided, misinterpreted what Hea originally set him forth to do.
maybe. I mean, hell, I was ready to do a lot of terrible shit.
Oh, we
I
know
really
what
can't
he,
cast stones.
we know what he believes.
None of us can. I'm
On-
just ensuring that everyone is safe
feel
in
like it's
regards to him.
Really important to him that he still feels powerful and big and important.
I'm sure it is
And threatening.
for a man like that.
And I'm wondering if he's just threatening people so that he can keep us
For his
on edge.
fragile
so keep
manhood.
I just think
The thing was,
Gifton,
Gifton,
for that.
if it would have come to it, him and I would go into the empty and I would have left him there.
Yeah. It would have been fair to do that.
If it came to that situation in the facility.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm going to go hang out top deck, I guess. Thanks for the meal, Tarek.
You're welcome. I'm going to kind of look over that scroll a little bit more and see if I can figure out how to do something similar with other scrolls.
Yeah. Alright, so the day starts to continue on. Shaxton, if you want, you can actually start started on applying some upgrades to the ship. Very preliminary, but anything in particular you'd like to start with? Weapons, computers, consoles. You have parts you could feasibly upgrade propulsion. It's all manner of things.
Starfleet this shit up.
You'd probably focus just like a good system for reading outputs afterwards. You'd probably start with the computer systems. That way, then they've got a base work for being able to see, okay, this has caused this to fluctuate, all that sort of thing.
And something you could conceivably check all of those little things you took on.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so start with the computer system. Yes, the day will go on. Taldi does reappear, not murdered, thankfully, after a couple of hours. And doesn't really talk much about her discussions with Scrim, if there were any. Or, he may have just sat there silently fuming at her. This
is not
I'm
dragging I expected.
Make a request that when we get to the time tonight, that we bring the ship low in park for the display.
Yep.
And I'm also going to talk to Tilde about, hey, would you want me to do that Mirage Arcane, since we might stop the ship for a place that's not in an anti-magic boom.
If that is what you wish. If you wish to do so at another time, that is all right with me.
Well, it seems like it's a night of remembrance with the light show that's going to go on. Maybe you and I can have that while they do theirs.
That would be nice.
What is Tao Day getting?
a Christmas
No.
present.
I guess,
Present.
yeah.
Yep. Christmas present.
Okay. You start making arrangements. If you want Gifton during the day, you can actually go visit Care and so on.
I will probably sneak off and go do that, and I'll take anybody that wants to do a day trip. Yep. Get cast for a day trip to town.
Is anyone not going? I guess is the first question.
I don't believe Shaxton is.
Corvus isn't.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we were.
You don't all abandon the ship.
Well,
Okay.
we have
three of us go.
so-
We're not going to make a lot of pomp and circumstance about it.
Yeah.
We'll just go up on the deck when there's that's around.
There's a crewman wandering around for a couple of hours going, Captain told me to get them, but I can't find them.
In fact,
Scrim come.
actually, can we even this out, Blackheart? Could you do?
I was just
the
saying you want me to
teleport
go
circle?
out because I
You do-
was
you
not
do-
for that.
Yeah, you do the out. I'll do the back.
Okay.
Scrim comes
That
out.
way we're shaking hands on this and not like
Yes.
I am captain
me
now.
burning all of them.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Carrick teleports. We'll go into Carrick's room and we teleport out, so it's even less of a thing. We
Alright.
just disappear
So
completely.
you return to Beacon.
Yep,
Carrick
have a nice
sees
day.
his wife. You to see your husband. Cassie to see the wood. I am
The wood.
The library.
library.
Cass is collecting stuff.
Saucy books.
Variety of books. She's collecting blankets and whatnot so she can make herself a place to sleep down in the hold.
Mhm.
And she's also collecting small pieces of wood and whatnot to start building a place for herself down in the hold as well.
I am going to pick up a couple bottles of ale.
Okay. Cass, are you grabbing your own bedding or do you want to acquire new bedding?
New bedding.
New bedding. Right. If you want to just deduct a couple of gold pieces, gifting as well. If you want to buy some nice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm.
Do we have a
bringing-
bakery in town? Can we get sweets,
Yes.
breads, and stuff? Yeah, we'll hit the bakeries.
I'm bringing out a bottle we were given on our trip out of Wyndon,
Ooh.
Nice.
because we have that bottle of brandy from Tom. So
Okay.
I'm gonna get some just good ale, like big bottles of it. Like I want about 4 bottles of that. I'm gonna get 1 bottle of my honey mead, or 2 bottles of honey mead, and then just a bunch of sweet rolls and.
Say hi to RG.
goodies.
Gosh, people.
I don't want to say hi to her. She's pregnant and cranky. I don't want to talk to Archie right now.
There's actually some active avoidance of Archie.
Nobody tell RG that we
I'm
were
gonna-
here.
I am gonna go say hi to Archie's better half because she's not cranky.
I mean, unfortunately, she might be after having to deal with Archie.
She's desperate to see somebody who's not Archie right now. But yeah, then I'll teleport everybody back.
Okay.
Part of my brain's going, "Are you sure that I can't work at the tavern right now?"
It's falling apart at
Totally.
the seams.
Yes.
As the rest of the group are sort of away and busying themselves, you're doing the usual standing around, being a real creeper. When you just hear a little chime in your head and just sort of saying, "Strange bedfellows."
Oh, this guy again.
Indeed.
You seem to be picking up more and more.
That is the way of this group.
It is the way.
It's just the way.
I was looking at the facility as we were travelling through.
Your assessment?
Observation and, well, I believe their purpose was to undermine something. And as they seem to be focused on Sahar, they can only guess.
Speculation. Continue.
It is my speculation that they were supplying arms to Sahar. The crates would suggest so. Whether they were supporting the existing body there, or a new one. We have heard that there has been a split, what with the new rise of power. It is also possible that it was just a plan, and has not been enacted yet.
This is reasonable. Makes sense. Logical. We will have to keep an eye out. Be prepared.
I do have one fear. A
Go on.
quarry. What if it was intended for them? It would make sense for Hexenreich to have a vested interest.
Yes.
If they were already supplying, and it was our quarry, they may be more heavily armed and organized than we expected.
Indeed.
But also a clue, perhaps. Look for Hexenreich signs once we arrive.
We are in agreement.
Once.
It was bound to happen.
Yes, 1 in a million. And the voice falls silent.
Where were you
Tildy, I
standing?
brought you from some cinnamon rolls from Beacon.
Oh, Towdy!
Tildy.
Oh, Towdy.
Where were you standing?
Tildy,
Tilden?
I got some cinnamon rolls from Beacon.
Up to Towdy.
What are you talking about? I'm definitely handing Tildy a cinnamon roll when I go by.
I do not consume food.
Yeah, but you can hold it and feel good.
It appears to wish to stick to all of my surfaces.
Just sticks.
That's how you know the food loves you.
Transfer to the other hand, looking dismayed fingers back and forth. Oh no.
I'm going to drop some food off with Taldi and a bottle of ale.
You give
Don't know
it.
if you drink.
I drink. Well, it's all good. I can like a drink.
Yep. Oh, really?
Mhm.
No. Corvus isn't very good at it. All right, so here's some of this. And I'm going to give you a little thing of some sweet rolls and stuff. And then I'm going to go give some to Mr. Grumpy Face.
He is very grumpy, but
It's okay. He's going to kill me someday. He promised.
I think he is a lot of bluster.
Yeah, I think he's in conflict. All right, well, we got some wines and goodies for later tonight, so we can do a nice thing of it. All right, we'll do it right.
She smiles and nods.
And I will go knock on the door for Scrim. Scrim,
Yes.
I'm in the door.
You don't have that lizard with you, do you?
Dingus
It just
is not a
stared at
lizard.
me.
He's a dragon.
Not your little pet. The other one.
Not a pet. We're dragon knights.
Come in.
Open the door, come in, and I'm gonna just
He
start
was
taking big
insulting
bottles out.
Baldy,
I'm gonna
but-
set two big things of ale down, and then I'm gonna put down a big thing of bread in a basket because I actually have baskets. I
Mhm.
only have a basket of breads and sweets. Here, we're celebrating the loss tonight, so whatever.
The loss. Is this a holiday of yours?
No, not my holiday. It's apparently some Hexenwrecker thing, and me and Telday are gonna do our own thing. But
Drinking to the lost. It's a good thing.
Yeah, remember it's a night of remembrance, I think is what they said. Yeah, seemed like a thing. So something I can get behind. So here, alcohol, food. I figure that's what holidays are, right?
He picks up one of the bottles and looks at it briefly before he actually nods very firmly and goes, "A worthy holiday."
Yep. Hey, any more ice?
No, I want to try and adjust.
Really?
Smack him.
I do not want to rely on you, and this is... He sort of closes his eyes. You are a mighty warrior. You are fierce. And... You are not my friend, but I don't know if you are my enemy.
I think we're enemies of happenstance, not by choice. All right, but
But all the same, I should
I
not
get it.
rely on any.
I guess community is really not a Goliath thing, is it?
It is a very Goliath thing.
Well,
Wrong community.
you're
Someone
kind
got
of
a
like
mean talking to from a kobold.
you're kind of like community with me. I mean, we're both people of the wildlands. I don't really understand why we aren't. I don't understand why your people keep burning my people. I just don't get it. What did we do to you?
That's the Goliath winter celebration. Light the brown.
I do not
Is lighting
know.
the brownies like a celebration for you people?
We do not chase your people.
You burn us in our homes.
We burnt Tarnstead. You were happenstance.
Nobody thinks about us. Oh, look, that's all we do is think about everybody else. That's what
Well,
my community
then
does.
perhaps your community should make themselves loud.
I am loud. Why do you think I'm
She
powerful?
is loud. As Corvus leaves.
And what of your
Yes,
kin?
Hey,
Hide.
scared.
Why hide?
Yeah. Because they're scared.
Of?
I motion it at Scrim. I motion at everybody else.
Tell me, your kind. Many of you possess magic, yes?
Very weak to bits. What we have left.
And
was
you
not
are
stripped from
quiet,
us.
stealthy.
Yep.
You know you always use poison. I'm aware of this.
Yep, I'll point out that's not poisoned.
Yes, I do not fear your poison, but many should. Is my
it's a
point.
sweet poison. Yeah.
Your kind could be feared.
Yeah, but that's not what we got. That's not what got us into this. I mean, but we got completely ousted out of the Fae because we were taking care of people.
And you should have carved your own place. Instead, you chose to be quiet, chose to hide in walls which burn. Your people's death is not my fault.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Well, have a good night.
Thank you for the bread and the... What is this? What is brandy?
That's ale, I think.
Ugh.
Wait, yeah, that's ale. But those cinnamon rolls there, have you ever tried those? They're really good.
They are very oddly shaped.
Also, I mean,
Shaped like snail.
And he actually throws the bottle at the wall. Your people.
yeah.
I will remember them tonight.
Broke your.
And give me an insight gift. The check to Gifton.
All right. I have a really big bonus on insight. Be careful.
Alright. There is some very clear conflict on his face, as if he is trying to bring himself to say some kind of apology without
Apologizing.
without admitting he's wrong, without hurting his own pride.
How about we just remember the remember the people we lost getting to where we had to be.
And he actually closes his eyes when you say that, and there's that look of pain on his face. I don't want to remember those I have lost.
Come with me until day later. It'll be something different other than probably the weepy Hexenrikers. Okay? All right. All right. But you don't depend on me. That's not what this is. Okay? I make ice. I make ice for everybody. How you use it's up to you. You're just taking advantage of something I'm supplying. No different than having water, no different than having food, no different than having air to breathe. All right?
Yeah,
Make yourself comfortable.
he sobs a little bit before chuckling under his breath and just waves his hand at you. Go, Trixie Faye.
Ah, finally addressing me properly. I'll do a bow and slam the door.
All right.
Get away from that motherfucker.
Okay. The day goes on, and
One of my bottles I gave him.
yeah,
About
prepared for that.
that.
And as the sun starts to set, the ship starts to drift lower towards the ocean floor. No, not the floor. Jesus.
The ocean.
I mean, it
Surface.
is towards the it technically is still towards the floor.
Emergency dive.
And it's gonna stop.
Yep, and then it comes to a stop.
Okay.
And Hexenrikers, you're aware of how this goes. You're supposed to eat, drink together for a bit before. Barbecues, that kind of thing, are actually fairly common. If you want, you can inform people and try and get stuff brought up on deck.
Jax would do that and actually assist in trying to set one up.
Yeah, and then Carrick, if you want, you can cook beneath the open sky.
Is
we
anyone,
got a barbecue on the roof.
offering to assist?
Could we have gotten like a good roast pig or something to bring back for the night?
Yeah.
Like some really substantial meat that we could cook?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're in
Jack would
town.
offer to help as well.
Yeah.
So everyone's up on deck for food. I'm gonna lower the deck ramp.
In fact,
while we're
Hex and
stopped.
Rackers, if they want, could have directed you to get things to try and make some more traditional dishes for themselves.
Mhm.
So yeah, you can bring stuff through.
Thanks, guys.
Shaq's your assist Carrick.
Did you get the sauerkraut?
Gotta make it.
What's sauerkraut?
Ferment.
Oh, this
I'm
ship
gonna
is
guess
going
that-
to stink.
Honestly, I'm gonna guess Carrick would know what that is.
Yes.
That takes a
I
while to
probably
make.
no.
Yeah, it does.
Because I probably don't carry that.
However, what you can do is use prestidigitation to try and impart some of that flavour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we making brats?
Yep. You got some good sausage meat here.
It's gonna be going. Why do they call them brats? Were they invented by a Brotgren?
No,
That's
it's
just
block.
hype up. No, they were made of Brotgrins.
My
Gifted
God.
horrified look.
Bratwurst.
What unreasonable.
Yeah, and most of the crew come up to join you as well. Scrim,
At least
even
taking tips.
Scrim comes on up, and he doesn't really join in with the festivities, but he will eat, he will drink a bit, and just sort of he sits basically at the edge of the boat.
I'm gonna go get Tilde and they're gonna put the ramp down
Mhm.
because we're stopped now. We're
Yeah.
actually physically stopped, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the ramp, casting Mirage Arcane, and I am making Lawless Hill 7.
Okay. Yeah, most of you can see this, even those that aren't actually down at the ramp to see, because it does spread out. Yeah,
With all the people that I had statues of last time and things like that were described to me.
yeah, you see
Well,
this white, shining, heavenly city starting to form and shimmer into existence over the ocean floor, surface, God floor.
We're going far deeper than we
These
thought.
tall towers, lighthouse-like beacon, and yeah, these figures, and it's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful.
Come
And
on, Tilde. Wanna go to a trip down, well, not so memory lane?
Yes.
Allie,
Mhm.
we're sitting on the water, right?
above it,
How far?
you are
You're
hovering
talking
about 40 feet above the ocean surface.
And then
Dang
the
it.
ramp's going down to
Yeah.
whatever my thing is.
Yep.
I can't go for a swim.
We could probably go for a swim because the ramp goes down. I don't know how far it goes down, but
And they can
like
throw a
another
rope
20
down for you if you want to get back
Yeah.
out.
yeah, so go for it. Scrab, you wanna come?
What is this?
Mother still 7. And I'm gonna start walking down.
Tess is stepping out onto it, looking at everyone, kind of waving. Looks at Scrim, flips him the bird, and then falls backwards off.
It's the water.
Okay. And the rest of you actually see Scrim put down his ale and just stand, and he actually just hauls himself over the back of the ship to land. Doesn't bother going down to the ramp.
Yep.
Seems to take that fall quite well. And he just starts to follow along with you until day.
I'm going to start telling Tilde the good stories I heard.
Mm-hmm.
And walk around and be like, this was this was this is where so and so was, and all this stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, and Telde, as she leads you around, there is something vaguely haunting about this. Like, there's something just in your mind, almost like trying to remember a dream you've just woken from and has already gone away. That struggle of, it's there. If only you could just grasp it. This place seems hauntingly familiar.
I am going to stay mostly quiet as Gifton speaks and just try to imagine what she's talking about and see if that helps.
Right, I'd like you to give me just a straight out roll on your charisma, please. Right, as she's talking to you, you're picturing one of these stories she's telling, some mischievous cherub, disobedient, pulling a prank on the street. And you can picture it so vividly. And you can imagine yourself turning your head to address somebody. And as you both laugh, you look down briefly and you see your lap, your hands, flesh, pink hands. And you can remember doing much the same sword work you do, but in play, in jest. You can picture yourself in these very same streets on a stage, much like you've seen many of your fellow Warforged do. You can picture yourself being so many people, putting on a new face every day with a costume. Make people laugh, to make people cry. And then you hear her talking more, as those images just seem to fade away. They're in your memory, just not quite so vivid, not quite so focused.
Tilde is going to slow down for a moment, almost like missing a couple steps, and then just continue on.
Right there?
Yes.
Well, am I boring you?
Not at all. Please continue.
Okay, well, over here is where the stairs are way too tall. I don't even know who designed these stairs, but they are rubbish. And that's the last spire that fell.
Scrim himself has stopped and seems to be looking up at one of the taller towers here, the more lighthouse one. There's sort of glowing beacon on top of it.
What is it?
I don't know. Just
Lee started appearing back in the Fae after hopping down and after I did that thing down in Hayes Cave. The bits of these are starting to peel into the Fae again. It's healing.
it just feels like some of the stories I heard as a boy.
I'd love to hear them. Never hear any Goliath stories.
I am not a storyteller.
That's a shame.
No, I mean, it would not be good.
No. I'm not really good at throwing stories either. I'm just trying to copy what I heard. It's hard because I kind of emotionally wrecked an angel talking to them about this. This makes them sad. Anyway.
And he actually sort of touches his head briefly. It makes me sad as well. I do not know why. And he just steps up to walk beside you, Tilde.
Just gonna continue going.
On the ship.
Elsewhere?
Corvus was watching.
Watch it, what, overboard?
Overboard.
No, you can't really hear much what to say because they've wandered off.
I know. He was just watching them, and he knows what they're doing, at least, but he's just going to turn away, walk to the other side, look down at the writing that Hadwin made,
Mm-hmm.
and just drink his ale.
Cassie.
Hmm.
Martin
Cold water.
has drunk quite a lot and is basically sort of leaning against you, telling you about a lover girl he had back in Barast.
I thought I was in the
Oh,
water.
you dived over the water. That's right.
I was about to say, I'm like, I'm concerned.
Yeah, you see Martin drowning as he tries to tell you the story underwater. Cass, it's a little weird underwater because you've dived in and, yep, over in that direction, you can sort of see the surface. Over in that direction, there's like a shimmering white covering of the ocean that's almost lighting it.
Oh, the mirage.
Of the mirage. Yeah. And it creates quite a, again, eerily beautiful sight. There's this white surface above the water. You can see the waves lapping up, almost brushing against it. And around you, it's dark. It's very dark. And, you know, you've been in the water before. Never quite so far out, though. There is just an abyss, completely and utterly beneath you.
And it's amazing.
The Hexenwreckers.
Until the Kraken comes up and eats you.
Oh, there's that thing tries to eat me. There's going to be a fight.
Yeah. Its belly.
Taldi is she's actually sort of chatting away, regaling you stories from people she knew. It's just random things, some of her favourite crew on the base, even telling you about her hometown, people she used to know there.
Aww.
And she's talking very animatedly. Exactly. She's a little bit tipsy herself, but she hasn't drunk too much. Seems she wants to try and keep somewhat coherent. That's enough to relax.
Mm-hmm. Shax will in turn, if she is telling stories, begin telling stories back of some of the scouts he used to know back when he worked in active military.
Yeah, and as you start exchanging these stories, 1 second, let me grab this. She mentions a name that you know. One Leon Werbach. She knew him as a private. You knew him as a lieutenant. Came into your research facility a couple of years before the fall. Oh, roughly 3 years ago now. And seems she knew him on his one of his first postings. Strange little fellow, a bit shy, but once he got drinking, and she raises her own cup, she says this, he very much loosened up and got a bit crass, but funny so. Didn't embarrass himself.
Yeah, go. He definitely kept that train.
And she grins and nods, and I thought he was smart. I thought he'd go somewhere. Did he do well?
It seemed like he was doing well before everything.
Did he and as she starts to ask, you can remember his face as the fire swept through the corridors, how he closed the doors, make sure it stopped him inside. So everyone else could continue running.
He did not make it out, but he saved many of us.
Like that has been the story for many of our kin.
I think so.
To Leon.
To Leon. And Shax will raise his drink.
And she takes another swig before looking up at the starry sky and nudging Kadek.
I'm going to take the scroll. And start doing it. What do I need to expend in sorcery points to not burn the scroll?
It is very simple. It's the equivalent of a level 1 spell.
Okay.
And it's just not going to burn up. It's rather beautifully made.
1. Oops, that's the wrong way. Not gaining 2 spell sorcery points. I'm gonna tack in something a little bit before this, though, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
During the discussions, during the talks of people lost and stuff. Thaldir.
Oh. Glad I'm down in my fixed city. I can't handle this right now. Oh. It's great because it's no larger than a 5-foot cube, but he was basically
5 foot down there.
It's better than nothing.
I feel like I should resent that remark.
It's a squat square Thaldir.
It's a cube of Thal.
It's just his leg, no.
Thaldir cubed.
He's also gonna talk
Does
about...
you remember him from the bathhouse, please?
I wasn't there for that.
No. I will.
He's also going to go over some of the people that we lost at Tarnstead. So.
Yeah. And Tardy will actually listen to you very intently. And once you're done, she'll raise her glass again.
She's like our ship's counselor. Fiona Taldi.
No, do not make her.
She needs to put
Please
her
don't
scales in a ponytail.
Is she mysteriously voiced by Whoopi Goldberg?
That would actually be better.
She has a great big hat.
Yeah.
All the time.
Massive hat.
We don't know where
And a
it came
kobold,
from.
no eyebrows.
Yeah. Wow.
It's true. But, yes,
Yeah.
gonna use the scroll for her.
Okay.
And keep it from burning out. So.
Alright. As you start reading from the scroll, starting to cast the magic ritual that it entails, those wandering through the Lalicidian visage, you can see light starting to shoot into the sky, very much like traditional fireworks, only magical in nature. Little pop noises accompanying them. Cassie, even underwater, you can hear this muffled sound, and the water distorting that light. You can see it shimmering above you. And
Cassie's gonna poke up above water.
yeah, you come up to watch this properly. And as these fireworks pop off into the sky, lighting up the night, they start to linger, and then those colours shift and start to move and form. And suddenly, there is a large golden dragon with their 4 legs. Those that are well versed with dragons can see it's a more feminine one. Her 4 legs curled around a large egg and a smaller one. And then those eggs, the light scatters apart to reveal a small young golden dragon and a kobold who start to run about together, play together, dancing through the night sky, overlooked by this dragon. And then you see them reach out as this form shimmers and dissipates. A moment of sorrow of hanging heads, for a larger draconic form scoops them up into his arms, rocking them both. And after what feels like a stretched moment of sadness, of remorse, they slowly start to play again. Small games at first, but soon they're getting up and chasing each other, tumbling, silent laughter. You can see their maws opening happily. And then that young gold dragon fades away. The kobold, standing there alone, scooped up into the larger dragon's arms again. And you see them starting to move together. Small movements of the chest of their muzzles, suggesting chuckles, then laughter. And you see that little kobold growing up beside the larger dragon, And then, Carrick,
Yes.
you hit that part of the ritual, that clear separation where something was added. And that gold dragon dissipates. And you see that kobold in the sky, standing alone. And you see them, really sad, crying, speckling stars dropping from their eyes, before they hold their head up. And they start to walk. And it's like the spell is covering up the stars already there and shifting their light to make it seem like the stars themselves are moving, stretching out into different directions, different possibilities. You see a small visage of family forming, and you see the kobold ponder it. You see an image of that very same kobold off to one side, wearing what you think is probably some like academia robes. And then suddenly the night sky is alight with hundreds of images, hundreds of possibilities of what
Could be.
And then there is sound, a rumbling voice that you recognize
In the recording.
from the recording, those that saw it, those that understand Hexenreich, can hear it saying, "There are so many things for you to do. Don't give up hope, my little love. You have your whole life ahead of you, and we will be so proud of whatever you decide to do. And just as they have always been in your heart, so will I be. Until we meet again, my little golden coin." And those images dissipate, revealing one final visage of the entire family together. The larger dragon, his wings spread around, the smaller feminine one, who is holding her children once more. And then the night sky returns to as it was. And Taldy's just standing there sobbing.
Gifton has to take a handkerchief out. Something in my eye.
And Scream actually looks up, looking at you, Gifton, or just nodding his head and going, "To those we have lost."
Those we've lost.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Ow! Cassie's in the ocean.
Yeah, it's having a nice swim.
Yeah, we need to add more to the reel.
Yeah, Cassie, you had this very same sight, only yours involved bobbing a bit. The image kept going up and down.
And also, it's a lot more.
Everyone take the traditional 3000 XP, and we will do this same time next week.
Traditional.
Yeah.